Presenting our national officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Lumer Pajarillo. Second referee, Mr. Angelo Howe. Let's call on our starting lineup from our Signal HD Spikers. Team captain wears jersey number 3, Rachel Ann Dakis. At number 2, Rosalind Doria. Wearing jersey number 4 from Louisiana, New Orleans, Ty Bieria. At number 8, Angelique Pauline Araneta. Number 18, Marivic Belaine Meneses. And at number 22, Maria Angelica Cayuna. Libero, number 14, Angelique Dionela. Head coach, Mr. Cesar Shack de los Santos. Calling on our PETRO GAZZ Angels. Jersey number 2, Janelle Welch Cheng. At number 9, Mary Remy Joy Palma. Number 12, Myla Pablo. At number 13, Marjana Phillips. Number 16 is guest player from the USA, Lindsay van der Weide. And at number 20, Jonah Sabete. Libero, number 1, Sheila Marie Pineda. Head coach, Mr. Ralph Benson Ricafort. This match is under the supervision and regulation of the game's.
Taking the starting lineup here for Signal HD Spikers. Coach, not a lot of big surprises here. What we expected, again, trying their best to come up with a winning rhythm here. Ria Meneses, again, after coming back in the last game, returns to the starting lineup here. Let's see if that will work for Coach Shaq. At kabila naman, the PETRO GAZZ Angels, Dono Sabet, MJ Phillips, Myla Pablo, Bang Pineda, Lindsay van der Weide, Remy Palma, and Janelle Cheng on the other end. Two teams that are healthy would feel that they are ready to take a step closer to the semifinals. Thank you very much for joining us here at the Big Dome and for your PVL. This is the Signal HD Spikers against the PETRO GAZZ Angels. Paulo Del Rosario on the call with Coach Babes Castillo. Sam Morales is on the side patrolling for us, giving us all the news as they come in. Set number 1, here we go. Coach Babes, you take a look at these two teams, and Signal obviously wanting to do better against a PETRO GAZZ team to start the conference. What are you looking for between these two early on as Signal get the first point?
Well, first and foremost, you mentioned the right word, rhythm. You want to see this team setting up their, don't experiment too much on the lineup because you want to get that rhythm, like you said, but you want to push now your points production from the end of this preliminary. So again, this is a good matchup. You got two of the best setters of the league right there.
And MJ Phillips striking the back immediately for PETRO GAZZ. Sorry to cut you off there, Coach, but MJ Phillips demanded our attention.
That's correct. Well, that's a good move for the setter. You want to set the tone in the game. Try to get the zero tempers or the quickers to be up on their toes right away, immediately.
MJ Phillips at 13 points the last game as the net touch there in favor of the Signal HD. As Ria Meneses trying to get into the action early. Let's take a look at that again. Easy call to make there.
Yes.
As Remy Palma able to touch it.
Like I said before, errors. If you want to commit errors, you want to commit it in the first phase of the game. But try to manage it as you go through to the middle and the last phase.
I'll get it out of your system.
That's correct. Yes.
Van der Weide scoring her first one here.
Well, we're going to see a lot of power hits from Weide. Again, she is, I think, the second most dominant hitter in the league.
Well, you look at the numbers here, and she is actually, at least the numbers, number 4.
Number 4,
supposedly, but it feels like it could be a lot more. Maria saving that one. It's good defense from her. Cayuna setting up. They go back to Van der Weide. bit off rhythm, and it stays alive here. Signal trying to keep it alive by hook or by crook. And eventually the touch gets it. And Sam Morales on the sideline. Sam Triapolos.
HD Spikers are complete. Once again, Cesc Molina tells me that this is a boost of morale for everybody on the floor. Now, we just saw Riri Meneses really starting for the team and trying to mount some action early on in this match. And Coach Shaq actually emphasized the phrase, completo recado in practice, which means there's not too much or too little. Everything just fell into place in their last game with everybody trying their best to contribute on the floor. Now, Cesc Molina hopes that their middle blockers will continue to perform well today because she says this is where they get momentum. It's their first line of defense, and when she sees Riri Meneses and Rose Doria's willingness to block when they're in position, the momentum carries over to other players on the floor. Back to the panel.
Salamat, Sam. And just while Sam was supporting, there was an ace in favor of PETRO GAZZ, and now a block point there. Let's watch that again, Coach. And the net defense is always going to be tough to talk about PETRO GAZZ.
That's correct. You know, going towards or fighting towards the semifinals, very important that they have to dominate also or make their blocking system work. No? Because they have to get extra point, not only from attacks, but most of all through their blocks.
You know, there is history in terms of these two teams doing well at the net. As PETRO GAZZ suddenly open up a 4-point lead here. Ito, number 1 and number 2. PETRO GAZZ and Signal HD Spikers in the blocking category. Number 1 and PETRO GAZZ, number 2 and Signal. So expect to see a lot of battles there. Timeout on the floor. Let's listen in.
Alam na nila na pagka nandito, quick lang yung alam. Kaya nga sinasabi ko sa inyo, kung papatake ka dito, magpa-backward ka. Eh, ganun lang. Kasi ang ginagawa nila, kung ano yung basa nila sa atin, yun lang din yung ginagawa natin. So, pahirapan natin. Gawa tayo ng ibang opsyon. Kung gusto mo, mag-beat the rest ka, simple. Kaya naman mag-hit ng 3 nito. Okay? Adjust.
That's a good observation from Coach Shaq. You can see right now, Signal, all legs are springy. Centers are trying to activate and trying to explore all sides, all wings. You can see that they're setting on the left, setting on the right. That's Sheng's way of discovering which one is going to start hot. And that's what Coach Shaq saw right away. We got to step up.
Well, it's going to feel like possibly a tactical chess match between these two.
Yeah.
That one, the tape did not help Cheng there. Kanina, grabe yung serves ni Cheng. It felt like a little cannon as she got an ace and really put Signal out of system with just her first serves.
That's an error of a serve, but again, that's still a tactical approach for her. You know?
Angeli Araneta on the service line. 3 serving 6 here. Signal HD trying to come back here early. Palma. Well, did we not mention that these two teams are good at the net? It's now Signal's turn to show off.
Well, volleyball is always exciting when you see the battle down at the net. There you go.
Doria, 7 points last time around. Let's see whether or not she can improve on that tally.
And I think she's leading at the block section.
And what a reply from Signal right after the timeout of Coach Shaq. Angeli Araneta doing a good job with the service line.
Both teams are not wasting any time on making their serves offensive, trying to look for the weak spot.
Just a 1-point lead here for the PETRO GAZZ Angels. Cheng with the setup, Van der Weide. Off the block, and she can score in so many ways. It doesn't seem to matter what amount of hands you put right in front of her.
Exactly, the tactical options for her are so wide. But the thing is, the delivery, it's always speed that she capitalizes on when she hits.
Carina with the setup. Pineda. And the block in the pin. So I have a feeling, Coach, it's going to be a block party for both sides. We've seen both teams have great net defense so far. And at that time, Signal came out on top.
That's right. You know, some misconception. People think in volleyball, when you talk about defense, it's always the floor. But basically, it's not like that. For us coaches, it's always the net. Manage the attack on the net.
Well, Pablo making mincemeat of the defense there. Don't see Myla Pablo. We mentioned that a bit inconsistent in the past. As we go to our first technical timeout, let's talk about her when we return. Switch to Signal Postpaid for more super loaded bonding moments. Get free 3 months and more when you subscribe today. Call 8888-5555 now. Thank you very much for joining us here at the heart of volleyball, PVL. PETRO GAZZ against Signal in a game that could have a lot of repercussions in the race to make it to the semifinals. Pablo De Rosario here alongside Coach Babes Castillo. Coach, we were talking a bit about the blocking because that has been one of the bigger stories here so far. And at that time, Dak is avoiding the blocking. Take a look at Pablo now. Her turn. Bit of a rally here. MJ Phillips trying to end it but couldn't. Cayuna with the setup. Dakis again. Van der Weide saving it. They go back to Pablo. So, well, we were also talking about Myla Pablo right before the technical timeout. 12 points last time around. Had a lot of single-digit scoring games. Pero kanina, sa pregame, pinag-usapan natin na if she finds her momentum, finds her rhythm, peaks at the right time, she'll be so dangerous for PETRO GAZZ.
That's correct. That's the key word there. Peaking is the most important thing here. And by the way, she's a mature athlete, and the way she delivers the attack, no same angle at the same, every time. It's always a different angle on the last. On the last hit, wipe off style, and that's very effective.
2-point lead for PETRO GAZZ after that service error. If you're PETRO GAZZ, you want to try and minimize that. A couple already here early on in frame number 1. At itong Signal naman, they will take whatever they can get at the meantime. So far, in terms of the team that had a better start, PETRO GAZZ probably with more spring on their step.
Yeah.
Pablo again. Cayuna. Not much power in that one, but here's Dakis, her turn. Better defense here coming from Signal. Beria. And Dakis with the save from the back row again, and the blocking. Oh no, a net touch.
Well, one good thing about that, you can see always up in the air, there's always a set of 2 blockers every time, and that's always good. See, that's the last blocking work. A while ago, they were all blocking simultaneously every time, 3 consecutive row, and that's very important.
Osindoria on the service line here, as Signal trying to tie things up. So trailing by 1. Pablo. Slowed down by the blockers. Beria, Van der Weide, able to save that one. They go back to Pablo again. It's still alive here. Meeting at the net, and then Jake Phillips comes out on top.
Well, I like how Cheng disrupted the defense system there. On the set for Myla, it looks like it's too low, but that's a perfect set, allowing them to receive a free ball from the opponent.
And MJ Phillips has been one of the better local weapons here para sa PETRO GAZZ this conference. John Sabete on the service line. Cayuna setting up Dakis. Got the check ball. It's amazing how Ridgeland Dakis can perform the way that she's doing for as long as she's been doing it throughout her career.
And the big difference, I saw her game, the most recent game. Today, there's a snap in the attack, and I think she recognizes that, It's not going to be all power, it's going to be angles and speed.
Well, si Dakis naka 10 points in after playing just 2 sets last time around. MJ Phillips just pushed that over. Cayuna setting that up again. And Alameda tying it up.
Well, that last rally, I'm going to give it to Cayuna. Observing her last game, she has to activate the right wing of her team to contribute and hopefully get a 3-player double-digit contribution.
And that's an ace there for Signal. Sabete could not reach that. Almost dove straight into the ad court, but that's exactly what we wanted. 11-10 right now, courtesy of the ace.
Well, there you go. You are almost halfway through the set, and that's very important for both teams to value the importance of their serves. And we can see that from Signal right here.
Magkalapit sa standings, and this is what we expected from these two. Again, a lot of repercussions here. Only 2 more seats left to make it to the semifinals. Both teams trying their best to be the other one there. And Pablo ties it up again. She's off to a hot start here.
That's right. And you can see both teams are actually snapping it up on the attack. Maybe not get a point right away in the attack, but all the time they will disrupt the system and eventually get a free ball from the So both teams has to stay patient here.
You know, you take a look at yung body language ni Myla Pablo. She's looking confident. She's looking strong. And as I say that, Rachel Andakis also looks confident,
right,
also
yeah.
looks strong.
So with that, and right in front of us, it's going to be a really good show offensively, at least on the net, on the block, on the attack.
Well, Rachel Andakis, she had a great conference last time around. Tailed off a bit here to start the reinforced conference. PETRO GAZZ asking for a check ball. They do get it. MJ Phillips has been a menace here to start out para sa PETRO GAZZ.
Also, one of the top leaderboard in the serve.
Absolutely, ranks number 4 in service. Maria misses.
She's back.
Yeah, she's back. Definitely, she's back. And you could see from her celebration there just what it meant for her. So, makita mo dyan, no?
That's right. And very good angle. You know, left with one block, you know, you got your left and right.
You know, para sa Signal, it's all about winning at the right time also.
Yeah.
The past few conferences, that was the issue for them. They would do well early on in the conference and then suddenly tail off. If they can peak at the right time, it will be completely different. That's Vander Weide. Shows off her muscle.
Well, that's always expected from Vander Weide. Her type of attack, you know, her elbow comes off from low and behind. You can see that. Yeah. But amazing speed at the end of the contact. And that's always consistent from her.
Ayuna setting that up. Maria can get that through. We go to the other side. And Cheng just doing enough to keep it alive. A bit low, but that's good enough. Pineda with a setup. Sabete. And Palma just set that one.
Well, looking at both teams' right-wing hitters, Sabete is still struggling to find her rhythm on the other side. It seems like Araneta got her rhythm already.
Araneta already with an ace in the game.
Yep.
Already there it is. 3 points, 2 attacks, and a single ace. Let's see if she can add on another one here. Vander Weide. Karina there to clean it up. Goes back to Maria. And Maria scores.
Those are one of the rare defense errors that you want to fix right away. You know? It's not a strong attack, it's not a full speed attack, it's a roll shot, but it's a husband and wife situation there. You gotta define that.
I would like a better explanation of that, Coach, later on.
We gotta find another.
Sabete getting that right in front of the blockers. You know, kanina sinabi ko po si Sabete hasn't really found her groove yet.
That's correct, yeah.
But here, maybe that will help her get there.
Well, always, you know, if you're not in the rhythm yet, your coach will always tell you, keep on swinging, keep on hitting, do not let go.
Maria thought about it, tried to brush it off the blockers. Naman si Pablo. And Coach Shaq, I'm sorry you are not part of this game in that way. And tie ball game here. Let's take a look at that again.
Well, here you can see Pablo not only has speed, but now the height, elevation, and the height of contact has improved, comparing it from the last time I saw her.
Okay, to Coach Shaq, that's actually good technique. Araneta sends it back, so free ball here for PETRO GAZZ to deal with. Who do they turn to? Down the middle, and Sabete. There she is.
There you go.
Second technical timeout here, and it is back and forth. It is a seesaw for a set, 16-15. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Well, let's take a look at this view reel here. Come from MJ Phillips. Don't fall asleep around MJ Phillips, as Iris Palinada, I'm sure now knows. There she is, nodding off. And Coach, si Sam Corrales mentioned a while ago that sometimes a camera will always be on, maybe because of myself. So Sam, watch out. I have a feeling I'm going to be on the hunt for you to see if you nod off anytime in this game. But take a look at MJ Phillips there. Great start for her here as well. At kanina, Coach, wala ko there, pinag-usapan natin that PETRO GAZZ is trying to activate Sabete more.
That's right.
And Cheng has been doing a good job probing and finding different looks.
That's correct. You know, putting her, feeling her on the right wing and the middle wing, that would always help the spiker explore the options and see where she can start off really well, right?
And here, take a look at Berea. Sagot na dito. Sabi niya, we're talking too much about PETRO GAZZ here. Let us give you something to talk about. Itong si Berea, you know, you take a look at the numbers, and people always compare reinforcement to reinforcement. Berea's numbers compared to Van der Weide, not as shocking, but she fits this Signal team. As that one goes long and Signal taking the lead again.
Well, Berea, if I'm not mistaken, one of the youngest reinforcements here, right here, you know. So, well, the scores that I see, it's very steady, it's very stable. That's what I want, you know, and then progress up as you proceed to the semifinals. That's always good.
And Sabete, a while ago, a bit slow, but now there's a variety of the way she's scoring, Coach.
Well, you know, again, in volleyball, it's not like basketball where you can make a good pass hit, you get 2 points. Nope, it's the same. Just find the open spot. Doesn't matter how you put it there, just put it there. Good move for Sabete.
And by hook or by crook, get the point.
Yeah.
Cayuna with the setup, looking for Berea. Van der Weide plays that high. They look for Pablo again. Good block there, but still alive. Cayuna with the setup. And that time, Doria getting the better of the block. There's going to be a lot of matchups at the net, I feel.
That's correct.
Given the history of these two teams in terms of blocking.
I have to say, fairly, both teams are in the same level in the blocking. So it will really depend on how dynamic the offense both teams will offer to each other and also how they read defensively.
Pablo ulit, and Pablo, she is coming to form at the right time para sa PETRO GAZZ, and she's showing it off here.
Well, Pablo is known, her signature powerful hits, but this time, like I said, not only the jump is elevated, but the reach is also high.
Jonas Sabete on the service line once more, starting to find her rhythm here. Already 5 points, 4 attacks on a single block. Can she get an ace? Not that time, as Cayuna. Who does she look for? Meneses off the slide, nothing there. They go to the other side to Dakis, off speed. Good floor defense coming from PETRO GAZZ as Pablo just dumped that in.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's a collective strategy on PETRO GAZZ. Their tips are even faster. So I think that's very important here. One thing that the tournament has set is the speed of attack. It has to be fast now.
Mr. Sabete has just been getting better and better as this set has went on. Cayuna. Meneses.
There you go.
With a little attitude. I know you like that in a player. Nandiyan yung kumpiyansa.
Of course.
And palaban talaga.
That's right, yeah. You know, confidence is the most difficult trait that you can develop from a player. So if they have that, you know, celebrate that and just add on to it.
Or my favorite coach, as regards to the sport, one of his favorite quotes is, simpleng yabang lang.
Simpleng yabang, yeah.
Just do your job well and let the work speak for itself.
That's correct.
That's what's been happening so far for Meneses. Great defense there from Van der Weide as Pablo trying to get it done again. Fast-paced action here as Dakis gets the point for Signal.
So I guess Dakis figured out that, you know, you got to hit. Whether it's a tip, whether it's a roll, whether it's a fast hit, it has to be quick all the time.
Well, Coach, the momentum has been building and building, and that was the climax of it. As Rachel Dakis just finding the angle here.
That's right, yeah.
And when Rachel Dakis is playing at her best, this Signal team is more dynamic than what we normally see. Pablo, little touch. Oh, it's saved. But officials whistle for something else. Still, tight ball game here. What a great first frame we're having.
Well, I guess for PETRO GAZZ, their position right now, they can get the next gold ticket for the semifinals. I guess it's a collective motivation for them.
For those wondering, PETRO GAZZ need 2 more wins.
That's correct.
Including this one, to finally book a ticket to the semifinals. And of course, with how tight the standings were, as we saw a while ago, it will be tough as Meneses.
There you go. So that's a one-on-one situation for Cayuna. That's a setter's credit, I have to say. Now, giving your spiker with just 1 block, that's a success set right away. But I think one thing Cayuna has to explore is also the right wing. Right now, it's still overloaded on the left side.
Setting up Van der Weide. Berea trying to save it. They do. Can they make something out of nothing here? Van der Weide just sending that across. Chance here for Signal to do something. They go to Berea.
There you go. So there you go. From a miscue on the PETRO GAZZ attack, Berea took advantage. Simple attack.
Makita natin dito si Berea getting that off the block of Cheng. And if you're Signal, you like what you see, but let's listen in the PETRO GAZZ huddle.
Madami talaga mapadaanin eh. Ang pinaka-threat lang naman yung sa quick. Ayun na yun. Kapila. Wala pa naman din daw itong maikli. Mapa B, mapa ano. Nakita kasi na kahit delay yung quick nila, makagad yung kumagano. So nagiging guide ng spiker kung nalalaga. Magpapaluin na mismo. Pasa mo na.
PETRO GAZZ! Angel! Pass!
Rickerford there with a few instructions. Coach, make it technical. Please break it down for us.
Well, ang sabi lang ni Coach, what he wants is don't react too fast. No? Wait for the center wait for the last action of the center before you deploy yourself. I'll add on to that. The spacing of the block plays also a very, very important role, because sometimes players, you have a tendency talaga to be early because you don't want to be late, or else you're going to be hit really hard. No?
5 excellent receptions there for Rachel and Dakis as Signal lead 22-20. Trying to close out this first frame. PETRO GAZZ, remember, started out this first set a lot hotter. Van der Weide has so much power in that and too much to deal with.
Van der Weide right there on the first attack. She has still 2 blocks on the net, but again, her speed is too much.
MJ Phillips on the service line trying to tie things up here. 3 points already, 3 attacks para kay MJ Phillips.
That's a good serve.
Berea off speed, saw that gap and reacted a bit too late there. Talk about PETRO GAZZ.
Well, you know, you're towards the end. You're now towards the end of the first set. So medyo yung mga legs niyan, you know, you got to pay attention if their legs or their feet are getting stuck on the floor. Now is the right time to really explore your speed on the attack. Make your opponent move.
Jimenez is on the service line. 2-point lead para sa Signal. And the wider.
Wow, she really goes over the block.
Free ball here for PETRO GAZZ to move around. Palma. It'll go Signal's way, no touch.
It was a clean hit. But I like how Cheng tried to make her middle. Once you have 2 spikers in the front, you want to explore the wide net. Now, very important.
So there's going to be a challenge here. A block touch is the call. So let's see whether or not they'll be successful. We're going to take a quick look at that. Pero Coach, while we're waiting for the result of that, syempre itong PETRO GAZZ and Signal going back and forth. Kanina pinag-usapan natin na parang tactical matchup to, parang chess match between the two. So far, the biggest change happened right after the timeout of Coach Shaq. And what did you see Signal change up here to finally cause PETRO GAZZ some problems?
Well, one, they're activating their middle right away, Cayuna. So the effect will be always, PETRO GAZZ will always have to pay attention to the middle hitter, and it's effective, like what PETRO GAZZ's coach is saying, no?
At kanina, well, as we take a look at this, looking for a block touch. Is there a touch? And maybe a fingernail, but no block touch, says the system. Let's take a look at that, and that is really close. I understand why they made that challenge. My goodness, that is time. Berea, though, adjudged not to have touched it. The point will go to Signal. They are on set point here. Van der Weide plays it straight to the middle to Pablo. Blocking almost did its job. Van der Weide again could not go over the blockers. Pineda, what a save from Pineda. Van der Weide trying to salvage this one. Araneta back to the middle. Dakis, not that side. Cheng, Milite Van der Weide, and that is good enough. The blocking was there, but then no one behind.
That's right. But it's a good block for me. It's a good block because you know you don't need it to have a stop block all the time. But sometimes you just need to slow down the attack.
Take a look at that again, right off the hands of Doria. Timeout here. Let's listen in to Coach Shaq's huddle.
Sige. One good pass lang, okay? Okay? 1 point lang tayo, pero kailangan mag-focus all lang tayo, okay? Sige, sige. One good pass lang. Hinga muna, hinga muna. Hinga lang, hinga. Hinga lang tayo, hinga lang.
Sabi nga ni Coach, hinga.
Hinga lang, yeah.
You know, it's sometimes when you are at set point and the opponent is like 2 points away, minsan naging intense eh.
Expected. But like I said, always when I was coaching, it's your breath that you can control. Once you control that, then everything will slow down.
So let's see whether or not things will slow down para sa Signal and if they can take this home. Cheng on the service line para sa PETRO GAZZ. Still down by 2. And that'll be a service error. So now able to breathe a sigh of relief with Signal HD 25-22 at the end of set number 1. Signal HD after a relatively slow start take one over the PETRO GAZZ Angels 1-0 after 29 minutes of action. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Big Dome. You're watching PVL, the Heart of Volleyball Reinforced Conference. Signal HD Spikers taking the first frame against the PETRO GAZZ Angels 25-22. Paulo de Rosario here alongside Coach Babes Castillo. Coach, ito panoorin natin mga highlights from set number 1. Pero sa simula, it looked like PETRO GAZZ were having the better rhythm. Sabete finally finding her stride. It was MJ Phillips scoring as well. But then there were a lot of heroes para sa Signal HD despite the storm that is up by Pablo. You take a look at Signal, what did you like the best from them here in the set number 1?
Well, you know, in a team, you always look, as a coach, you always look mind, body, spirit. I can see that Dakis changed her approach on attack instead of a strong attack to a fast one. Let's look at the stats. Right now, PETRO GAZZ is dominating the attack side by 6 points more from Signal. Block even, 1-on-1. Aces on the serve, making it more offensive for Signal. But PETRO GAZZ giving in more errors for Signal.
How perfect can you be if you're Signal? Not a single error for PETRO GAZZ to munch on. And Signal HD, let's see whether or not they can continue that here. They've been playing a very clean ball game here, Coach. And you were talking about Dakis a while ago. And it's interesting because they feel less predictable this time around, talking about the Signal HD Spikers, with the way that they've been attacking. Not just with Dakis, but including her, Berea.
That's correct, yeah. So Daki's and Tai are giving off an added element in their attacks. They're known for their strong attacks, but now they're putting in speed, and that's always good. Not only that, Meneses is kind of dictating the tone of the attitude of the game that you hope that the rest of her teammates can ride along with, and being aggressive, telling the opponent that, hey, we want this game more.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is set number 2. Signal will get us started here. They're playing on the left of your screens in their black jerseys from PETRO GAZZ. Unfortunately for them, we see an ace immediately. Well, one of the better spikers here in the league talking about Kayuna, and in fact the best in already 8 aces
On the serve, yeah.
I'll make that 9 now after that one for sure. Pablo. And Pablo, when she is able to pull that arm back and really come into it at the right time, hitting in the sweet spot, almost unstoppable hits.
Yeah, and it's a very, 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 a strong kind of hit with speed. That's a perfect combination all the time. But what with PETRO GAZZ, they have to be mindful on their passing now and their defense. No?
Kayuna. Back set to Dakis. Cheng, bigay kay Pablo. And a whistle blown, and it's going to be a net touch.
So right now, you can see that the offense production of Pablo is now building up. And I think predictably it will go along all the way down to the third set. So I think Cheng can recognize that.
Palma on the service line. 1-point lead para sa PETRO GAZZ. Kayuna. And looking for a check ball, and it will get it.
Well, Signal would like to activate Araneta on the wing side. So she did good on the left. When she moves on to the right, Signal will benefit a lot if she gets her rhythm right away.
So there is a challenge here, whether ball in or ball out, para sa PETRO GAZZ, using that very early. So here, Coach, we'll take this break because we won't see the replay ourselves. Itong PETRO GAZZ, what happened in that first frame that saw them go off to a really hot start, and towards the end, a bit tailed off?
Well, you see, once a team focuses on the offense, it's very, very challenging for them to also maintain the defense. So that's very important now for the team to recognize. Kailangan may 7th man ka on the team. Maybe the coach, maybe the assistant coach can tap them and say, okay, we're good. Because they're really good in maintaining their rhythm in the attack. They have to now pay attention to their pass and defense.
So let's see whether or not they'll be able to fix that out as we take a look at this. So the ball, the challenge is, that is out. Again, the margins are just so slim here, Coach.
Well, that should not discourage Araneta. I would say keep on doing that. She'll get it anyways.
Next play mentality.
That's right.
A successful challenge there after having an unsuccessful one in set number 1. Palma on the service line as PETRO GAZZ lead by 2 here. It's looking like the start of set number 1, kung saan magandang simula ng PETRO GAZZ, and Meneses just with a little hook.
Well, you can see now, Meneses, you can see her confidence is building up. And probably because she can see the angles now. She can see the spots. Once you see the spots in your opponent's court, that can help in the confidence side.
You have to wonder also just how important the last game was for them. And that's another ace here for Signal. Rachel and Daki is tying it up for 3 apiece. So Sam Morales has this report. Sam, what do you have for us?
Myla Pablo has been locked in since stepping foot here in the Big Dome. She was telling me how she remembers her days in the UAAP when she would set foot here and actually compete. Now, speaking of Myla, she has been having great body language today, and that's because her mindset is to come in with a mission. Kailangan daw mag-ingay sila agad sa court and hindi na maging parang diesel na sobrang bagal bago uminit. To prepare for game days, she makes sure to sleep by 9:30 p.m. to be able to get 8 hours of recovery. Now, can she continue displaying her athleticism for the rest of the match? We're about to find out.
You know what, Sam? I wish we all could sleep for 8 hours without on a consistent basis. And if that's the key for Myla, I suggest you keep on doing that. She looks great here today. Berea there, great attack. Team out looking great. That one looked picture perfect for her. Let's take a look at that again.
Well, there you go. That's the first. I think that's the first strong hit that we saw here. But a while ago, much of the rallies, you can see our power tips on angles on the attacks, and I like that because now they're exploring.
And Pablo could not get past the blockers there, but we'll have a second opportunity off the block. Set free. And she probably didn't expect to score, but she'll take it.
Well, it's always good. As a coach, it's always good that your setter is always offensive, you know, mentally inside the court. You don't need to make a point in three contacts. 1-2 will be good.
Dakis with the reception, and they set up Perea.
Now we can see a lot of combinations. You know, combination attacks, you have 3 ways of doing it. Generally, you got your tandem, you got your cross, you got your spread. This time, Kayuna deployed the cross tandem here, and it always confuses the block.
So Signal tying things up here, 5 apiece. Don't blink, folks, because this has been going back and forth, And Perea got hit in the face, and MJ Phillips apologizing immediately. Again, no intent to harm for sure, but part of the game. Panoorin natin ito.
Well, what you can see there is Signal's aggressiveness on the block, always making their block available against Signal. Oh, PETRO GAZZ, sorry.
Kayuna with a setup. Looking for Berea again. What a save there from MJ Phillips and Van der Weyde. As Kayuna does it herself, saying she can score too.
Yes, well, you know, at this point of the game, halfway through the game, you got to add another element, you know. Always, if your centers are very tactical, always give them an option to make a point.
And Kayuna, at that time, had eyes at the back of her head.
Yeah. Remember, you got 9 blocks inside the court. You only have 6 players. There's always 3 available for you.
Bit too long there for Berea. So 1-point lead para sa PETRO GAZZ, as this has been, well, really staying in theme with what we saw in set number 1.
Well, I think at this stage of the game, this is the cruising part of the game. This is where both teams are managing their energy. That's why you're seeing a lot of tactical hits, meaning a lot of tips, a lot of wipe off.
Well, at that time, it was Van der Weyde who will send us straight into our first technical timeout on set number 2. PETRO GAZZ, a 2-point lead, don't go away. My team, Gilas Pilipinas. Watch and support Gilas Pilipinas live in the 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup. Follow My Team Pass Philippines is now available to give you access to all 5 Gilas Pilipinas games in the preliminary round. Purchase your tickets via register.worldcup.basketball. Hashtag win for all. And speaking about winning for all, PETRO GAZZ, my goodness, what a start here right after that technical timeout.
Well, there you go. Paolo, this is one thing that we definitely see in both teams. Offensively, they're really tactical. Not only the hits, but both setters are also contributing to the offense. One thing that they have to pay attention and take care of are their pass and their digs.
Janelle Cheng already 2 aces, trying to add on to her tally here as PETRO GAZZ lead by 3. At syempre, right after we complimented yung serving niya, bigay ng service error. That's a commentator's curse for you, Coach.
Konting gift daw from Cheng.
Yeah. Signal trailing by 2, Doria. 7 serving 9. Good serve there. As Sabete could not get the point, but Meneses has been a revelation here. But as a Signal HD, we know how good she's always been, and since coming back from her injury, she is looking very, very good.
Yeah, well, I like her maturity, bringing in the game, not only the strong hits, but also, being tactical and looking at the seams.
Sabete rather, getting that off the block.
Well, so far, watching PETRO GAZZ right now, they seem to still have that balance of strong hits and tips and power tips. They got to keep that going, but they got to maintain their passing side.
Well, so far, so good for them, Coach, as you mentioned, and the ace will do too.
That's right. Yeah, never forget. The serve is an offense tool, so they got to make use of that.
But I was going to say, they have to fix their passing, but then it will help if they don't need to pass.
That's right.
Vanderweyde trying to extend the lead here. PETRO GAZZ up 11-8. That goes long. So PETRO GAZZ has had a problem with errors in set number 1. 8 error points given to Signal, as opposed to Signal really playing such a clean game, not a single error in the first.
Well, for PETRO GAZZ, they're still in the safe side, still midway through the set, but on the majority of the set, they have to control and manage their serves. Good serve.
One of the best in the entire league. And Sabete getting the point despite us freezing the serve.
Well, they cannot leave Sabete with just one block. Again, the blocking and the attack will play a big role here. With Sabete, you got to put on 2 blockers all the time. Good hit for Sabete.
It's easy on the eye as well as Palma on the service line here para sa PETRO GAZZ, 12-9.
Good pass.
Cayuna setting up Dakis. What a block from Myla Pablo. Take a look at this again, Coach. Single block.
That's right.
And Pablo, hush, my darlings. Hush. 13-9, timeout on the floor. Let's listen in.
Kailangan lang natin come-over ha, pagka na-block tayo, okay? Okay, 1 good pass. Tsaga lang tayo, tsaga.
Not really much said there by Coach Shaq. In fact, a very quick timeout is a quick note there. And it's interesting to see just how Signal will respond to this. Kanina sa set number 1, after Coach Shaq's timeout to change things tactically, it made all the difference para sa Signal. At ito naman para sa PETRO GAZZ, they hope that that won't be the case this time around.
Yeah. But I have to recognize a while ago, Cayuna's set was good. I mean, she was able to bring down 1 block. She has to remind the spikers, 1 block, that should be a sure point.
Palma. Cayuna. Great save there as Meneses tries to just do it by herself. Pablo again. Pablo. From the
Good
back.
choice. Very good choice. There you go. Now, if Cayuna will follow through on the different levels or different tempos of the attack, putting in also the back row, as you can see there, Portai, that would be a very, very good option. Powerful attack, powerful tool for the next succeeding points for them.
Rachel Andakis with the serve. Trying with the setup. Sabete again. Cayuna able to save it, but then Meneses unable to do the same thing. 4-point lead by the PETRO GAZZ.
I don't know, but on both teams I can see, I notice now the heavy legs are coming out on the defense and the passing side.
Well, after such a hot start for both these teams in set number 1, medyo ramdam na bumagal dito.
Oh, it's starting to kick in.
MJ Phillips
Good
there
dig.
first. And what a save there, just keeping that alive.
From Dakis, that's a good defense.
It feels like we haven't said her name enough now about Linz van der Weyde here in this game. So let's see whether or not she can change that sooner rather than later. 5-point lead para sa PETRO GAZZ. So let's see whether or not they can send us a second technical timeout here. Sabete on the service line, 5-point lead para sa PETRO GAZZ, 15-10. Whistle blown. Hits the tape. Pineda with a good hit. Pineda, great save there as Pablo trying to send us a second technical timeout. Cayuna looking for Berea. Back and forth. Meneses says that's it.
Again, you know, those off-system attacks, very important at this part of the game. 1-2 play can always be an advantage. All players are stuck in the middle, stuck in the front, and obviously the back row will be free.
Well, in a set wherein the tired legs are starting to set in, don't see Meneses has been a bright spot here by the Signal. Did I say that she was a bright spot? She's a bright spot.
Well, like I said, passing now, one-on-one situation, one server against 3 passers. Just breathe, relax. Good pass.
Van der Weyde. Blocking slowed that down. Now Pablo's turn. Pablo hit the tape. And the point will go Signal's way. So Ces Molina actually in the game now for Signal HD as well.
Yeah, and it's a good entry in the attack. You know, you got to explore right away the back row. That's one area that both teams hasn't activated yet.
MJ Phillips finally ends the mini rally here for Signal HD Spikers. 3-point lead going to a second technical timeout. PETRO GAZZ leads 16-13. We'll be right back. Going back to the PVL, of course, Bingo Plus, the first live streaming bingo in the Philippines. Thank you very much for your support as well. Welcome back to the heart of volleyball. 3-point lead for PETRO GAZZ as Signal had a bit of a mini rally there. They were down 15-10 right before the second technical timeout. As we see some of the officials here for PLDT as well. So 3-point lead para sa PETRO GAZZ. And Coach, we were talking about how Signal look just a step slower here.
Yeah.
But as I say that, Ria says, what are you talking about, Paolo? What are you talking about? Pero yeah, nakita natin that there was a bit of fatigue a while ago. And again, that was Vegeta Rosario PLDT, you know, namesake, but then not related. I just want to let everyone know. As Coach,
Are you sure there, buddy?
yeah, I'm 100% sure. There's so many Del Rosarios in this country. Ayan Estreñero on the service line here for Signal. And Coach, you mentioned it a while ago, they looked a bit slower coming to set number 2. But then they could still change things around.
That's correct. And when you have your 7th man, your coach can probably help them by changing the legs, putting in French legs inside the court. And also, for your setter, Cayunan is an amazing setter. She can have a lot of layers in the attack. Gotta activate the back row. Molina is inside.
Berea with 2 straight points here. Estreñero, great setup there. She found the gap near the corner. Good serve once more as MJ Phillips. MJ Phillips has popped out of nowhere on occasion and just hit a stinging hit.
Well, her speed hasn't changed from set 1 until now. And I think she's going to go all the way.
Who do they set up here? They go a bit wider. Speaking about wider, how about Van der Weide? Berea again, off the blockers. Cheng able to save that. They go back to Van der Weide. The running hit, no good. The blocking does its job. Palma. Who do they set up here? From the back. Molina, nothing there. Cheng, no, a bit of a rally here. Meeting at the net, and it's Palma who gets it first.
You know, Cheng is trying to make Palma move from middle to right, trying to break the block. And finally, Cheng getting the point for them.
Quick timeout here as naman PETRO GAZZ by 3. Let's listen in and find out what the adjustments are.
Sige, deep breath muna ha. Okay? Sige, sige. Tapos, Chay, sige lang. Task over lang tayo, ha? Okay? Sige, sige, sige. One good pass muna, one good pass, ha?
Make it, make it, guys. 5 minutes signal!
Well, trying to calm the troops down, trying to slow things down. But, coach, it's always going to be a bit difficult because they did have a bunch of substitutions. So we're actually seeing the first minutes of action here for Molina, Estranero, and Troncoso as well.
At the beginning of the game, we mentioned to each other this is going to be a kind of chess match, no, with the speed of the attack. But now it's transitioning now to management of energy. For Signal.
Well, that is still a chess move if you think about it.
That's right. That's
Chess-like move. As Estranero and then Troncoso going to the back here. MJ Phillips late to that. So what can Signal come up with here? Off the hands, that's for Berea. They go back to Van der Weide, and Van der Weide making them pay.
From Signal, there is Van der Weide and Phillips putting pressure consistently on the net. On the Signal side, you got half fresh legs and half, you know, the core. No?
It's always going to be difficult, coach, having players just come in and suddenly play at the same speed as everyone has been playing. So take a look at that. So they were contending that it was still play on for Signal, as Van der Weide off the blockers that time. Estranero with the setup from the back, straight to the net there for Molina.
No, that move is really good, you know, exploring the back row side. No, but they have to manage the air. They are entering the last phase of the second set.
Well, trying to use Molina the same way they used her against Army, did not start. Comes in the middle of the second frame, ended up with 10 points. So let's see whether or not she'll have similar results here. Estranero. Finding Berea, hit with something.
Yes, and that's the answer you want to get from Signal, you know? You got to match up with the power that Van der Weide is giving. Cannot let go.
Berea.
Very strong hit from Berea, no? Combination of strength, power, and speed.
Sent free there by Pineda. Estranero with the setup. And there from Troncoso, Van der Weide. Return to Molina, just pushing that across. Van der Weide again, wala pa rin. Berea just had to push that, timing there was off. To Palma there to end it, asking for a check ball, not getting it.
Well, see, I like how Signal is trying to get their rhythm back on the attack with a combination of the old core and the 3 fresh leg hitters. Ganyan lang, steady lang. Try to minimize the error though on the combination attacks.
You know, if this turns into a marathon instead of a sprint, like if we extend this ball game by a lot more, Signal may feel that they have the advantage in terms of freshness. But Cheng there scoring, trying to steal this one for PETRO GAZZ.
But you see, the thing is, the interesting part of PETRO GAZZ, I can see any indication of them slowing down on the attack.
100%. Estranero with the setup to Molina. That's a lot better.
That's right, yeah. Well, Molina, I like the technique of Molina. Elbows always up and behind. You know, it gives her a quicker attack right here. You can see on the frame. High elbow, high contact all the time. All she has to do is try to make it consistent and discover more angles.
Controlling that wind-up, no?
The wind-up, yeah.
Wida. Sneaks in. Linesman says that is in. So 21-18 in favor of PETRO GAZZ, trying to put Signal away. So makita natin dito.
Yeah. Well, you can see here, the block is not set up properly, so that can be an advantage for Widen.
So I believe there will be a challenge here. And please hold that up para masabi ko kung ano yung challenge. But either way, Signal HD will be challenging this one. So this is not a new strategy by Signal, changing the lineups in the middle of the second frame here, trying to keep things fresh and trying to keep everyone activated. They do have strength in depth, coach, pero syempre, you could also argue that it is a gamble against, you know, what argued is just the starters here of the opposing team.
Yeah. Well, I agree with Coach Shaq. If he wants to shuffle the players in, probably direct them on the instruction. Like when you go in, you got to be at full speed right away.
Well, it's clearly in here, so that was the contention. Ball out, ball in. Signal HD wasting that challenge, but still got a moment to have a bit of a break. As Jimenez is back in this one. 21-18, make that 22-18, courtesy of that hit. Evander Wida with the serve and the ace.
Wow. Now, you see, the serve will play a very, very big role here towards the last end of the second set. You know, your passing posture, your passing stance, very simple, but can mean a big thing for your attack.
Evander Wida. Can they close out Signal here?
Good angle.
Well, Molina, you know, coming off the bench, you expect her to be the go-to girl here amongst the locals with this particular lineup. And makita natin dito, looking for her, and that was just picture perfect.
Yeah. Well, when I see her approach that kind of tactical attack, looks like more of a billiard game, you know? Find the right corner, right far behind.
I'm not very great at billiards, so I will not answer that reference. Pero ito, 7 excellent sets para kay Jel Cayuna with the serve. Again, one of the best servers in the game as Meneses there to dump that down.
Meneses is steady on the block, steady on the attack. And that's always set the tone. When you're positioned in the middle, very important that you set the tone.
So look now, a bit of a mini rally here para sa Signal HD. Timeout called on the floor as PETRO GAZZ are trying to make sure that they can come all the way back. Nasisinig.
Kumpiyansahan nyo kasi. Kumpiyansahan nyo yung pasa nyo. Alam nyo naman, puro post na kanina pa. Hindi pwedeng malakas na ngayon, sir. Kayo pa yung manginginig. Kumpiyansahan nyo lang. Sakto naman sa atin. Pag sobrang hirap, itaas nyo lang sa gitna, wala nang problema. Bala na si Cheng.
Sige po, ate.
Go.
First stop lang muna.
But you know, sometimes when you're on the cruising mode in a game of volleyball, it's the receiving part. Sometimes the readiness will have to be reminded again for the players. Just being ready right away, 2 seconds ready against the server will make a big difference.
Grabe yung vote of confidence for Cheng. Just put it up in the middle and Cheng will take care of it.
Siya nang bahala.
Oo. Cayuna, what a serve again. Cheng setting up Pablo. Good defense there shown by Signal. Who did they set up? Araneta did not get past Pablo.
Wow, she's taking it, bringing it in on all the skill sets, on the block, on the attack, on the back row, on the serve.
So dynamic here as Tiamzon will check in for Palma. Coming in here, serving.
Well, Tiamzon is known for being a very mature server, very tactical server.
Cayuna setting that up. And Araneta scoring as well.
Yes, very good for Araneta. Cayuna was able to bring down the block for her.
Will have to be perfect now from the service line. It says Molina will try and see if they can save a bit more here. Pablo trying to end it. Cayuna going to Bria. Good blocking. Pushed over by Araneta. Sabete. Bria. Playing almost exclusively in that corner. They switch things around, and that is great from Araneta.
Very good decision there from Cayuna. You know, that's what I like when setters can't see what the tempo of the other side is doing. You know, the set, she's way on the left side, but try to put it back on the right side, and that's a tactical move. Yeah.
Kitang-kita naka-overload sa isang, isang side. There's another timeout called on the floor. Again, it's PETRO GAZZ's set point, but the momentum's with Signal. Let's see if they can pull this off as it's in.
Parang kaya na. Kahit huwag mo na ilayo si MJ sa gitna. Kaya niya na eh. Tayo malay sa kapila.
Wala pa naman block yan, hindi naman block yan.
Hindi pwede yung sure ball na sa gitna. Hindi yung import nila eh. Kukuha na kukuha yun. Tapos gapin nyo ulit. Walang mahabang drop sa gitna yung drop natin. Pag nagkabalikan, alam niyo naman na nalayo ka lang.
Easy guys, agents!
Trying their best to finally take this set. And just a few specific instructions there, coach, just how to attack offensively.
Well, my observation, PETRO GAZZ still has the rhythm on the attack. You know, on the defense, they really have to be mindful of that. On the Signal side, I like how they're now shuffling their sets using the left and the right side.
Pancake save there. As Vander Wida can save it from the back, says Molina. And all of a sudden, they could extend this one.
Well, that's not a difficult attack. It's not even tactical. But you know, sometimes you're caught in a surprise, and that's going to be a point. Ooh, no whistle yet.
And you know, you
excited lang.
And excited. And again, that's how energetic they feel. The momentum definitely on their end. But of course, credit to Janela as well, the libero of Signal HD, because what a save just to keep that last point alive. Says Molina on the service line here. Oh, waited for the whistle. Go to Pablo. Pablo sends that long. And we're going to extend this frame. And if you're PETRO GAZZ, you're not happy that you allowed Signal to practically hit 3 straight.
It's their ability to switch back and focus on what is the situation right now. They still are in the advantage. They are receiving a serve, so they are in the attack mode right now.
Sent free there. Meneses there to save it. They turn to Beria. And all of a sudden, it has swung completely the other way.
Right, now I have to say, the momentum now is really on the Signal side.
Wala nang duda.
Wala nang duda to. All Signal has to do is put up a solid block right there.
Can they flip the script and take set number 2? Phillips. That's a lot better from her. And you know, if you're PETRO GAZZ right now, this is the moment where you show how composed you could be.
And Phillips is showing us that composure that we want.
Side coming in.
This can probably be a good move on shuffling now on the Signal side. Fresh legs inside probably can maintain the energy that they need to close this set.
Nagamize Pontillas as well as side coming in. Cayuna. Beria off speed. Pablo there to save it. And the point will go the way of PETRO GAZZ. Now it's set point once more. But they're going to challenge ball in, ball out. So right now, you know, the changes, well, that could be a master stroke here because they played a part in potentially getting that point for PETRO GAZZ, coach. But then you're talking about the timing of the substitutions,
That's
just
right,
how it could affect this game.
And you see, Signal had a solid block right there. They were positioned perfectly. But again, you know, sometimes luck is not on your side.
Well, clearly out there. And sometimes, you know, I'm curious to know whether or not coaches will just challenge from time to time just to give themselves a bit of a breather here.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's available for you as a coach. You know, give it a timeout for your players or a tactical, just extend, make them breathe more.
Set point here for PETRO GAZZ. Almost a miscue there. And that was just perfect coming from Molina.
Well, that's what you get when you have a steady, not too strong hitter. Just keep yourself steady and everything will open up for you. Perfect timing for Molina right there.
And you can see what it means to Molina. Meneses, the service line para sa Signal. Who do they find? Van der Waide from the back. Save there, but not from Doria. So giving the point back to PETRO GAZZ.
Well, you can see here, Paolo, nobody's hitting too strong right now. Trying to go in the safe zone, just trying to look for the seam, and that's what Van Waide did. Tried to do right there, got her a point.
Turning forward to set again. Cayuna setting up Perea. Neither team giving an inch. And it just feels like the team that will want it more will get this one.
That's right. And for Berea, I think she said this is time to make an exclamation point on the hit.
Araneta on the service line, already with 1 ace, 5 points, 4 attacks, and an ace is the composition of it. And service error there. Gets it straight back.
That's a costly one, but I think still they have an opportunity to make this transition into a point.
Phillips serving for the set. Sends out wide, so back-to-back errors there. Chance for a Signal to try and pounce on this. No, don't blink, coach. Because this may take a while. Perea. Van der Waide, a lot of muscle in that one. Palma, good block there from Doria. As Pontillas, nothing there. Sent free. Who do they look for here? Van der Waide, 2 blockers. Sent straight away. Doria. Great stop by Pineda. As Pontillas. And the point goes PETRO GAZZ way. Myla Pablo lucky not to touch it.
Good eye for Myla Pablo.
Nakita natin dito eh. Off the block, and then Pablo dove for it and then avoided it.
I can't see it here from our angle right here, but definitely she did.
Parang the Matrix yung moves in. And then I also realized that that's a very old movie. I encourage our younger viewers to see what I'm referring to.
Well, one of the iconic movies we had.
Pero 1999 pa yan eh.
Yeah, that's right.
It may be very dated. Meeting at the net there, Palma could not pull that across. Van der Waide, not that time. Cayuna swinging that to the side, and we are extending this one more time. Grabe din si Molina coming in off the bench.
And this one, this is a really earned point because you got 2 blockers right there, perfect position. She went up and fast against the 2 blockers. Good for Molina.
Meneses comes back in here. Doria on the service line. Van der Waide receives. They go back to her. Sewed it down. Cayuna looking for Meneses. Great save. As Pineda sends it the other way, but too long.
Well, I understand her. She wants to be tactical. She saw the seam, but unfortunately it was too long.
With the save, Van der Waide with a pass, and you know, just took her chance.
And it was too long. And I also noticed Van Waide's attacks right now. The speed is not anymore comparatively to the first set.
Signal serving for the set. Van der Waide. They go back to her again.
Good hit. There you go.
And no one's stopping that. No one's stopping that. Narinig ka, coach.
Well, ang ganda pa ng sitwasyon. She passed her own attack.
Beautiful 1-2 there for Van der Weyde as she is here trying to give set point back. 12 points already, 2 aces. Can she get another? Not that time. Good. And Pablo still couldn't score. Meneses tried her best to get that there. And Meneses finally gets it through. And normally Meneses, yung style niya of celebration, normally it's poker face, but this time it counters up.
Full expression. Right there. Right
Take a look at that. Look at that, Meneses. Have a game. And if you're Signal, that's the person you want on the service line. Del Cayuna serving for the set.
Very rare situation for Cayuna right there. Probably the energy, probably the intensity, or the excitement.
Baka kasi yung commentator sinabi niya na magaling ka mag-serve it. But then still, hanging in the balance, 31 all. What a game we have here for you. And Pana sends along. Bigalik lang.
I think kung sino ang kukurap.
So the question now is the team that loses this frame, how they start the third set will be very interesting.
Yes.
Molina on the service line, trying to end this one. Phillips. Berea. Not that time. Phillips again. Cayuna going to the other side. Berea still couldn't find the point. Pablo off the block. Wow. Coach, this set will not end.
I think so too.
And I don't want it to.
Well, I like how both teams are properly positioned on the floor defense. Right there. But the white off of Pablo, that one's very difficult to defend.
Sabete taking her time here. A bit of a breath. 10 points, 8 attacks, and 2 blocks. Has been doing a good job here today.
Good serve.
Cayuna setting that up. Berea. Giving set point back to Signal.
I like it how Berea is consistent on not only the speed but the powers right there. One-on-one situation and took the white ball. Get a point for the team.
Meneses on the service line trying to end this. Phillips. Phillips again, and Phillips sends it long. And finally, Signal take the frame. They were down 24 to 21. Save set point after set point, and after an extended frame over and over again, getting it finally at 34 to 32 in a 43-minute set. My goodness, when we return, so much more. Don't go away.
Team captain of the Signal HD Spikers. Signal HD Spikers, we are the team awesome. And siguro din masasabi ko na yung sinachant ko nga lagi is yung happiness signal kasi we're very positive yung vibes namin. And yun, super awesome ng Team Signal. Siguro we're the happiest pag magkakasama kami kasi sobrang intact din yung team namin even though na wala pa kaming 1 year na magkakasama. Paano kami through the bad days? Siguro dahil I know na and we know na nandyan kami para sa isa't isa. Kahit anong bad days yan, alam namin malalagpasan namin. Mindset ng Signal HD Spikers is we're very optimistic. Yung mga experiences namin, we take it as a lesson and nagsistrive kami every day para maging better.
did want it more towards the end.
Yes. Well, again, kanina, it looks like andun ng power, andun ng speed, parate, you know, on the second set. But you got a good point there. Maybe the variety of the attack, you know, slowing things down, speeding things up, and knowing when to do it. I guess that's the edge that Signal brought in on the second set.
Well, yes, because kanina during the break, pinag-usapan natin that how it felt like Signal had different gears to their play in the
Correct,
sense
yeah.
that they can play at multiple speeds.
That's right.
And so far, PETRO GAZZ has to answer a bit of that slower speed as we saw some of the highlights there from set number 2. Let's take a look at the stats here, Coach. And in terms of errors, Signal's still doing a better job at holding that
that's
down.
correct, yeah.
But then the blocking the way of PETRO GAZZ, what was the difference maker in your mind?
Well, kanina, when I saw PETRO GAZZ doing the block, I think I had 4 comments right there. When they block, they're in the right position. The timing is perfect. I saw the timing on Signal kanina medyo off, getting in spaces, allowed for PETRO GAZZ to go in, no? And even lang sila, almost on the points, on the attack points, and the aces. No? It's really the block that made the difference.
Blocks made a difference there
And
for
the
PETRO
opponent
GAZZ.
errors.
Yeah, but the errors as well.
That's right, yeah.
And so many extended points there, so many save set points. Really great performance for both teams. But then, you know, as we saw in the 3-man F2 game, a 2-0 lead in terms of sets does not guarantee anything.
Oh, definitely.
No,
definitely.
it does not. So let's see whether or not PETRO GAZZ can pull something special off here as Signal HC are trying to close out the PETRO GAZZ Angels, who are above them in the standings. Were at one point the hottest team in the PVL, and right now Signal HD finding their stride.
Yeah.
Van der Weide here to serve first for the PETRO GAZZ Angels here in set number 3. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Pao de Rosario with Coach Babes Castillo. Sam Corrales is our courtside reporter for today, giving us a lot of great stories. Van der Weide from the back row that time. Great save. Perea. They look for Myla Pablo again, finding that angle. And Pineda saving that with her face, it looks like, but as long as it works. And Palma, what a block.
Not this time, said Palma.
You know, Palma there giving Vanessa a taste of her own medicine.
She was in the right spot and the right time.
So right now, PETRO GAZZ, we saw it in the first 2 frames, Coach. Yung trend natin is that malakas ang simula ng PETRO GAZZ for each and every frame. And let's see whether or not Signal could try and slow them down here at the start. And that is straight to the net there, coming for Molina.
Well, on the issue of just having one gear in terms of attack or deciding the attack, importante yung second or the 7th man on the bench. Maybe, you know, a tip is not difficult to do, but you gotta deploy it.
Van der Weide hits the tape. Araneta cannot get past the blockers there. Contillas unable to score as well. Good rally here so far, going back and forth. Myla Pablo goes over the blockers. Berea there to save it. Cayuna with the set. And Pablo had the last touch, and the point will go to Molina.
Well, a while ago you heard the coaches kind of shouting, kind of wanted to challenge the set there for Cayuna.
Well, Coach, katabi mo rin yung coaching staff ng PETRO GAZZ ngayon, so we can definitely hear that. 5 points to 5 attacks para kay Ces Molina so far in this game. As Montillas, nothing there. Naman si Myla Pablo trying to get that off the blockers, and she does.
You know, for Myla Pablo, this wipe-off tactic is working for her really well, you know?
Sam Corrales has this report. Sam, what do you have for us?
Extended set, the Signal HD Spikers have learned not to let fatigue get into the way of their game. I was speaking to Jack Dionela, and she was telling me that even before this game, they were given a wake-up call not to give up on every point. And despite the fatigue that they're feeling, they have to keep attacking, they have to keep defending. Now with a crucial game like this, Jack assessed her performance and adjusted in training by overloading her other skills like setting. She visualizes every possible situation so that when she's faced with crucial points, crucial sets, she can stay calm and get those service receives. Back to the panel.
Salamat, Sam. As mentioned a while ago, si Jack basically said na handa silang mapagod.
Yeah.
And they are going to be ready to perform despite whatever fatigue that they have. We saw that last time around, but then Let's see whether or not that will be the case here in set number 3 as PETRO GAZZ pull up to a 2-point lead.
Well, I guess, you know,
Take a look at
there
my
you go, yeah.
off the blockers.
you know, lefty inside the court, and the way, the style of Pontilla will be a very good advantage for PETRO GAZZ.
Tagovia getting that off the block. This falls kindly para sa Signal HD.
Well, I just remembered, one of the solutions when you are getting tired is to switch on your curiosity and just experiment. You know, take out your mind on the getting tired feeling.
Preoccupy yourself with something else.
Yes.
MJ Phillips, not that time. Kayuna with the setup and the point.
There you go.
I'm sorry, I thought he set that up. Pati ako na-fake.
Sometimes, you know, you just tell your players, hey, this is your playground. The court is your playground. And that's what Kayunan will do here. Seeing the seam, taking the seam.
Tied up at 4 apiece here. Signal HD trying to close this one out. Myla Pablo. She has been present, ever present para sa PETRO GAZZ here in this game in particular. Scoring double digits last time around, coach, and si Myla has had a lot of single-digit scoring nights here so far this conference, and this time she looks really good.
Yep.
In the way that she plays, and Kayuna there to get that again. 2 points already for her here early on in set number 3.
One word for Pablo is, I think, reliability. Dito sa game na to, I can see that she's really reliable.
Can I just say that helps, coach? Having that ice pack on top of your head, it really is therapeutic.
Have you tried it, buddy?
Yes, I have, actually. I understand completely, Jonah. Rather wide, getting into the lead back for PETRO GAZZ. Ito makita natin ulit. And you know, credit Signal here for giving her a lot of looks to deal with on the Vanderweider. Kayuna with a setup. Molina. Pablo could not keep that up.
In the case of Molina, I think her attack is building up. No, kanina, a lot of angles. Now, not any more angles, pati power. And
Dori on the service line para sa Signal HD. Vanderweider. Wow, what a hit. There's a lot of venom and exactly what they need against a very stubborn Signal team.
that's a snap. You know, that's a very quick attack.
Makita natin dito.
And mind you, her elbow is right under her shoulder. The way she whips it up.
Molina just saw the spot, had her target, and just went for it.
So this is a good combination right now. You know, your spikers are building up on the attack as Molina showed there. And not only that, their passing and defense positioning is really on the spot.
Molina already has 8 points in this game. As Kayuna, 11 excellent sets. Sends it straight to the net. And a very unlike her, already her second service error, if I'm not mistaken. So we go to the first technical timeout with PETRO GAZZ up by 1, 8-7. Don't go away. FIBA World Cup Final Pass, the biggest basketball event in 2023, is coming to the Philippines. Purchase your FIBA Basketball World Cup 2023 Ultimate Finals Fan Pass and get access to the much-anticipated FIBA World Cup 2023 Championship game, along with the battle for third place game, semifinals, and quarterfinals games. Visit register.worldcup.basketball for more details. Hashtag #WinForAll. Of course, that big party is coming to the Philippines next year, and I'm sure a lot of sports fans around the Philippines and around the world will enjoy that spectacle. Some of that happening here at the Big Dome as well. Van der Weide serving up here for PETRO GAZZ leading by 1. Cayuna with a setup. Meneses can't get that to fall.
Good angle, though.
Of course, PETRO GAZZ right now looking at the scorers. Myla Pablo has 12 points and Van der Weide has 13. Looking for number 14 here. Had to save that. Sent free here, Van der Weide. Mais Montillas. From the back, Perea. Pineda. Pilit kay Mais Montillas. Wala pa rin. Meeting at the net and Palma pointed straight down.
Yeah, that's going to be a really tight set for Molina to manage. Too close. You see, on the spiker side, what you want to have is about 1.5 meters distance from the net, allowing you to have more angles. And that's not in favor for Molina. I like how Van der Weide is using a running jump float, meaning the momentum of her approach adds on to the pressure on the serve.
Pineda. As Montillas. Brushed the blockers. Cayuna looking for Molina. Molina had to adjust herself to send that across. As Montillas. What a stop there for Cayuna. Korea sending it free. Pablo. Pablo again. A bit of a scramble here as Araneta sends that the other way. And Palma saying, no, she got it.
Talking about shifting of gears, Paolo. And that's what I was waiting for. Somebody has to decide to shift their gears on the attack.
So timeout on the floor here with PETRO GAZZ leading 11-7. Let's try and listen in as we take a look at this first. Palma there. Let's say, yeah, no one got to that.
That's right, yeah.
Ooh, but that was close. All right, so let's listen in the timeout.
Neta, ha? Sige. Naka-establish lang masyado yung block relay. Madali lang humahabol, okay? Sige, one good pass lang muna and then one good attack. Cover tayo, ha? Okay, okay? Sige, sige.
I love Rachel Andakis' pep talks right after the timeout. Malalagpasan natin yan. As Coach with his instructions and with the words almost always said in every huddle. One good pass muna.
Lagi yan. Narinig mo lagi yan. One good pass and one good block after.
Van der Weide on the service line. She's been there for quite some time. And that's a lot better. Just a little change up in the air.
Yeah, so there you go. You know, shifting your attack from a strong hit and just basically choosing to get the middle spot. Ang tawag ko dyan is brain freeze.
Pero si Myla Pablo found the gap between the two blockers. A bit too big there between Meneses and Araneta.
Well, you know, si Pablo kasi technically, her angles are unorthodox, no? It's not your usual elbow straight. It's her elbow will be always wide, and it will give off a really, really weird angle.
Palma on the service line here. PETRO GAZZ, they don't want to take their foot off the gas. Berea. Si Pablo ulit. I'm changing that up and Araneta with a single block point.
That's a good block for Araneta. One-on-one situation. And then Myla Pablo just decided to shift to a tip. It's not her fault. Kailangan lang may nag-cover.
Yeah, makita natin dito.
Yes.
Walang coverage.
Yeah, it's the coverage.
Wide open space. As Montillas switching it up. Yeah. And that's a veteran. Yeah.
You know, both teams, as you can see, probably experiencing heavy legs. You know, again, just be curious on the attack.
And an ace from Montillas. You know, turning to her and towards the end of that last frame. They start to find her groove here. How many times have you seen that throughout the years?
But when you're in this kind of situation, cruising situation, you know, you got to capitalize on the serve, make it offensive.
Ooh, got to capitalize on that as well. Doria, she enjoyed that one.
Waking us up.
Si Doria busting the door open there.
There you go. Even if you're there, it's very hard to control.
Oh, wala kang magagawa.
Wala, yeah.
Estranero on the service line here. Up by 4 is PETRO GAZZ, serving 14. Again, interesting to see how Coach Shaq rotates his team.
Yeah, and I like it.
Yeah.
You know?
Sending that free. Oh, almost a miscue there for Signal. Beria can get the better of Van der Weide. Pontillas from the back. Straniero setting up Beria again. Ito naman si Myla Pablo. Sends that a bit too long. Wing in and check ball. And the point will go the way of PETRO GAZZ. Five-point lead para sa PETRO GAZZ Angels. But for Signal, again, if you watch set number 2, you know that this is still something that they could manage. Soltones coming in. Gets Soltones 2 points in the last game in a win against the PLDT high-speed hitters.
On the Signal side, I think they're still really good on the defense side. I mean, they're in the right spot. I think Coach Shaq wants to put more variety on the attack.
Net violation there for Signal as PETRO GAZZ in control here, 16-10. Going into our second technical timeout. Signal's offense stuck in the mud. We'll be right back. A new and exciting season of the NBA is here. Watch all the action on NBA TV Philippines and Channel 96 on SD. Now made more affordable on Signal's postpaid plan $290 and prepaid load $300. This special offer is available from October 15 to November 15 only. Thank you very much for joining us here once again at the Big Dome for what has been an exciting and intriguing clash between these two teams. PETRO GAZZ and Signal as Van der Weide shutting the door there. 7-point lead here for the PETRO GAZZ. So a while ago we asked, well actually Dylan asked, which reinforcement will make the most impact in today's game for Signal versus PETRO GAZZ, hashtag PVL Reinforce 2022. First answer here from Team FU. Pag nasarap si Van der Weide, magpapadasal na lang ata ako. So, I agree 100%. At sabi naman ni Bobby, gusto nang sabihin na graceful mag-volleyball, neat ni tayo. That is very true.
Yeah.
So, Coach, when you see the reinforcements happening performing here so far, your thoughts, because you look at Maria's numbers, she has 15 points already. On the other hand, Van der Weide only at 16. Well, I say only at 16 because we normally see her scoring a lot more.
That's correct.
And there she is with her 17th point. She's hearing me here.
Yeah. Well, you know, this is a game getting to the semifinals. You can see a while ago, Van der Weide always will be given a 2-block scenario all the time. Only once that she got only 1 block. So maybe that will be one factor while the points are not all there.
Cayuna with the setup. Mina pushing that forward. Van der Weide. They push it back. So Tones has to give it free.
On the attack.
Lina. And net violation. That was a gift there because that was sailing very wide.
Saved by touch the net from PETRO GAZZ.
Makita natin dito.
Yeah. Well, she looked Troncones look at the spot where she wants to put it.
12 serving 18 here. Soltones with the reception. Vander Weide, a lot of power in that one. Meneses has pushed that across. Aiza Puntillas with the save. Pineda giving it to Vander Weide. That running hit there. Kanina, sinasabi mo na we haven't heard much of Vander Weide. Again, given the very high standards that she set. And here she is coming up big in set number 3.
Well, you know, going into this match, Signal knows that most of the points will be coming from Van der Weide. You know? So, of course, expected. Still strong, still fast.
And did not cross the tape there. And Signal just having miscue after miscue. It has been all PETRO GAZZ here in set number 3. Coach Shaq, understandably disappointed with what he's seen so far. They trailed by 8. Let's listen in. It's timeout.
Okay? Yun lang muna. Kailangan lang natin maibalik. Okay? Kung ganyan mo yung ngayon, balitan natin. Recover ulit tayo. Recover. Ha? Okay? Focus. Huwag tayo malulungkot lamang tayo. Kailangan enjoy natin yung lamang natin, ha? Haman lang, haman lang.
Well, Coach Shaq there with a few instructions. We were talking during the timeout, Coach, just how Signal look a bit gassed here. You know, part of my pun. But they look a bit tired here in set number 3, possibly with all the energy they expended in the extended set in set number 2.
Well, I still have to give it up to Van der Weide. The speed and power is still there, but it's all the same angle every single time. Maybe she needs to do a line shot here.
Set long there. Signal will take that. Still trailing, though, pretty big by 7.
And that, you know, that awareness can come from one of the teammates while Van der Weide is going for the attack. Maybe one will go behind. You know, go for line, go for line. Simple communication like that.
Kayuna had a couple of service errors already. Van der Weide pushing that across. Not much there. Who did it look for? Berea had just had to push that the other way. Van der Weide again down the line. Ano ba yung hinihingi mo?
Yun ang hinihingi ko. Line in, straight on the button.
And this is picture perfect. Easy there for Van der Weide to finish. You know, just scaled over the blockers. Kayuna. Can they save it? Aiza Montilla, she does. Great effort there. Pineda. So sent it the other way. Who did they look for here? Molina couldn't score. Soltones will try it, and Soltones unable to score there. She'll try again, and that time it hit the tape, did not cross. 21-14. PETRO GAZZ still looking good here. Signal HD are trying to mount a difficult comeback here.
Good rally on the defense. Everybody pursuing on the defense area. Just didn't make it on the top.
Your Signal, you're going to make PETRO GAZZ work for every single point, and that's sent straight to the net. And as I say, that gave a point freebie. 22-14. PETRO GAZZ with the lead. And based on what we're seeing here so far, it doesn't look like there's not going to be any hiccup here for PETRO GAZZ like what we saw in set number 2.
Well, they have the best motivation. They need to win this set.
We asked who wants it more, and obviously PETRO GAZZ wants this one a lot more. Pero syempre, if you're Signal, you're hoping that, you know, this is not, the next frame will not be a repeat of what we've seen here so far.
Correct.
Van der Weide just sending that to Phillips to push across. Kayuna. And Dakis, as she returns, a no net violation.
I didn't see that.
So Dakis, I was going to say, her reintroduction to the game had positive views, pero ito, makita natin dito eh.
Very slight. Probably on the floor, getting down on the floor.
That's interesting. But either way, no challenge is put up. So 23-14 in favor of PETRO GAZZ. It's 2 points away from claiming the frame. Better serve there.
Good angle.
Sa Meta, finding their groove. But syempre right now, with Signal being down this big, it's unlikely that they're going to take the set, but they want to end it strong.
Yeah, and you know, explore the angles on your attack, like what you saw there, Araneta. Everybody's going for the cross. Now it's time to go square.
Oh, and straight in. Almost nonchalantly.
A running back tip. While running backwards into the center's area, she decided to go for a tip in the middle.
That looked like the easiest point scored. It probably wasn't, but it looked like it. She made it look so effortless. What a save there from Pontillas. Van der Weide off the block. And that'll do it for PETRO GAZZ as they take set number 3. 2-1. Still in favor of Signal though, but that's more like it for PETRO GAZZ. Take a look at how they clinch that one. Van der Weide just lining it up. Perfect. And getting that off the blocker. Acuna couldn't do anything about it. And when we return, a lot more to discuss here. 2-1 still in favor of Signal after what was a dominating set from PETRO GAZZ. And what was the least competitive frame you've had today? Signal HD could not come up with much against PETRO GAZZ Angels in set number 3. 25-15 in favor of the PETRO GAZZ Angels. And what has been a coming out party, at least in this game, for Van der Weide. She was just dominating, coach, and they shifted their lineup around. Talking about PETRO GAZZ, what did you like from set number 3?
What I like for PETRO GAZZ on set number 3, they recognize that they need this set, no? Still went for the go-to guys, Van der Weide and Pablo, always gunning it on the net, not only on the front, but also in the back row. Also, what I like about this set for Signal is the way they use their serves against Signal, no? Both teams having heavy legs, no? Recognizing that the serve will do a big part here.
So take a look at the numbers here in set number 3. 4 attack advantage para sa PETRO GAZZ, also beating them in almost every category, blocks, aces, and even errors. We talked about the high emotions in set number 2, especially with Signal getting that win. So palagay mo ba, coach, that played a factor on why they gave up so many opponent errors to PETRO GAZZ?
Yes, well, the way I see it, they know that they won 2 sets already. You know, it's time to manage our energy here. And you can see it here on all areas on the points. You know, I think they just managed it. And I don't think we're going to expect the same type of game on this set.
So, yung Signal HD Spikers in the 3 sets that we've seen here so far against PETRO GAZZ, nakakabago yung simula. PETRO GAZZ was always a team that would start out a bit stronger. And let's see whether or not that'll be the case here in set number 4 as well. Again, those numbers here, you take a look at that blocking advantage in favor of PETRO GAZZ, the best blocking team in the league. And of course, forcing taking advantage rather of the closing errors of the Signal HD Spikers. Van der Weide on the screen has been a monster in that 3rd frame. We'll try and build on a positive performance there. For the Signal HD Spikers, they have rotated back, or at least starting to rotate back to their starters. Dak is back on the floor, joining Araneta, Meneses, Berea, and Cayuna. So let's see whether or not this is going to work here for Coach Shaq. Set number 4 beginning right now. Signal HD to serve.
Either way, this set is equally important for both squad. No, they gotta put everything in.
So right now at the moment, they're fixing the lineup for the PETRO GAZZ Angels. A bit of confusion here. Cheng will come back out. Sabete will stay in.
Well, yeah, the last thing to do there. The only thing to do here is a substitution right away.
Yeah, so there you have it. Just have make sure all the protocols are done, all the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, and here we go again. Set number 4 in what has been an entertaining matchup between these two, PETRO GAZZ and Signal. A very interesting tactical battle and very uncharacteristic for Cayuna. As I was mentioning a while ago, she is actually the best server in, statistically speaking, in the league so far.
On the individual skills, I think she is in the top 3 or top 4, if I'm not mistaken.
She's top 1.
Top 1, there you go.
Palma with the serve. And Meneses, who almost got that one there, set free here. Cayuna a chance to set something up again. Goes Araneta, Adakis rather, and a net touch falls Signal's way.
We're seeing a lot of net touches here, you know, towards the end of the third set and here in the beginning. Probably it's really the energy,
fatigue,
the fatigue.
Definitely the control not as there anymore.
That's right, yeah.
The body control. Adakis just sent that the other way with the serve. Nice Pontilla still in the game here. Cayuna finding Meneses. Wala pa rin. Nice Pontilla. A bit of venom there. Araneta. Sends it straight to MJ. It's still alive. And we keep on going. Sends that free. It's so casual when she does it. It just works.
As if she has an extra third eye on the back of her head.
Take a look at this again. Well, first of all, what an effort there.
Yeah.
Able to save that. And we talk about effort. Ito, effortless.
Parang talagang she has an extra eye.
Pineda able to save that one. Vander Weyde from the back. Slow down. Great stop here. Cayuna with the setup. Perea can get that off the blockers. Keeping that alive here. Can she make something out of this? Yes, she can. Perea, we haven't heard much from her, but then speaking about hearing from someone, let's hear from Sandra Morales. Sam.
This match has been a game of defense on the net, and I was able to ask Lindsay Vander Weyde what she has to say about middle blocker MJ Phillips, and she says that it's great to somebody as dependable as her. Now, Lindsay says that she has great trust that MJ could really score with good sets. In fact, these two have been sharing some of their recovery equipment to help with the circulation on their legs, to help them have fresh legs on game day. Now, talk about teamwork there, and with two of the most competitive blockers looking out for each other, can their efforts be enough to lift the Angels in this set? Back to the panel.
Thank you very much, Sam. And of course, MJ Phillips, they talked about her being reliable, being consistent, and she's been that in core here for PETRO GAZZ. This was the bit wide point leader for PETRO GAZZ.
Well, what I want with MJ, what I see here from MJ Phillips is the intensity is right there from the beginning until now. So, yeah, all praises for her.
Yeah, she knows no quit, as Doria getting the points there. Doria last time around 7 points, and now that was her 4th. Ito makita natin ulit.
Well, you know, that's a good quick attack. Not anymore from the A-quick, but a little bit more distance and space.
Again, how many times have we seen that here? Maybe 3 or 4 times a day as Cheng with another point. You know, if you're a Signal, you have to start to get wise to that, because those are quite a few points already given away.
I remembered when I was playing, my coach would tell me, as long as it works, keep on doing it.
Cayuna trying her version of it. Nothing there. Vander Weyde.
Oh, she's shifting now her angles.
Perea trying to go down the line, but then nothing there. Looking for a check ball. So let's see whether or not they're going to challenge this one. Yes, they will. So looking for a block touch. Actually, we saw the whole conversation. So Berea talked to Dakis talked to coaching staff, and Coach Shaq turned around and offered that up. So we talked about a while ago, Coach, how it's important for Signal to get to a good start here. Kasi in sets number 1, 2, and 3, napakabagal ng simula nila.
Well, totoo. I mean, you know, they have a very good foundation. Their defense, both on the net and on the floor, are so far spot on. All they need to do is just keep getting aggressive on the attack. And I like how Kayunan is giving distance on the quick. Instead of doing an A quick close to her, she's putting on distance. And that makes a little bit more pressure on the blockers on the Signal side. You know, make them move at least.
Well, the challenge here is for a block touch after Berea tried to hit a shot down the line. So PETRO GAZZ still up here, 5-3. And Signal will try to pull this one back. At itong Signal, they're good in the middle of the frames, as we saw in sets number 1 and 2. Set number 3, they would like to banish to memory. But let's see whether or not PETRO GAZZ could extend this to a 5th frame. At nakita nga natin in that F2 Creamline game, just because you're up 2 sets to none doesn't mean that you have this in the bag. And we're gonna see it here, Coach. It's a block touch. Ooh! That is a block touch.
It's a touch.
You know, I thought that, that was very close. Some of the challenges today have been really tight. So it's a successful challenge here. Signal will take the point, 4-5. Still trailing by 1 here. Berea, good eye. Kala ko it would get lost in the black armband. Arm sleeve, rather. Vander Weyde winded that up and immediately pulled the point back.
There you go. You know, Cheng is leading PETRO GAZZ right now on trying to be curious and creative on the attacks. Now they wanted to pull it in the middle, and it worked for them.
So far, so good. And Cheng has been great in setting her teammates up and scoring as well. And an ace. We talk about scoring. There it is. Another one.
Well, tama ka, Paolo. You can see how she's so relaxed. Just happy right there.
I want to be as chill as Cheng, because she's just so effective, and it doesn't look like she's struggling in terms of scoring. Effortless talaga. At syempre, as is the norm, you compliment someone on the service line, they're gonna give a point back. Rose Doria on the service line here for Signal HD, trading by 2. 5 serving 7. As Montillas trying to find the angle that is snuck in.
And the way she reacted, she was so surprised getting that point. So she's a lefty, given a left wing attack, and there you go.
That felt like a very classic hit here. A timeout on the floor. First technical timeout, rather. We'll be right back. Welcome back here to the Big Dome as we take a look at some reserves here. That's the Signal HD. The Signal right now trading by 3 against PETRO GAZZ, and when you're looking at how PETRO GAZZ is performing here so far, you'd always say off to a great start. It has been the case in set number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, off to a great start. But then Signal, they've been using their timeouts well, in particular in sets number 1 and 2. So let's see if there's going to be any changes here for them.
That's a good serve from Vander Weyde.
Read that wrong. 4-point lead for PETRO GAZZ at the moment, trying to extend that further. Vander Weyde has found her scoring groove. Off the blockers, and the blockers stood firm.
Well, there's no way to put that through. All the blocks are set on the right side, all pumping in the right side. They're in perfect position right there.
Maisa Portillas, what a shift she's putting on. Did not start coming in at the end of an extended second frame. And that's a lot better from Dakis. Actually, hindi ko lang kung magkabatch ata si Dakis at si Maisa Portillas when I think about it.
Well, I think Dakis will be a little bit ahead by 2 years, I think.
As you take a look at that,
You may be right.
right? Because they played an era volleyball before some of these girls. Under Waida just sending that free. Kayuna can send anyone up. They go to Dakis. Dakis almost scoring there. Going to the other side here. Vander Waida has some defending to do. They go to Myla. Pablo. Not that time. Kayuna. Kay Dakis. This time Signal's defense wise to it. Nice Pontillas. Not that time. Good rally here so far. Shifting from left to right. Pablo overcooked it.
Well, this is an ideal setup for Signal. You got 3 spikers in the front. You even have an available back row hitter on the side. But these spikers just have to, capitalize on their speed. I still have to see that on their first set. We know that that's their strength.
Kayuna. Aiso Pontillas. And Meneses feeling it. And don't look now, coach. As I mentioned, timeout does signal a lot of good.
Yep.
And Meneses finding that gap there, smile on her face.
Like I said a while ago, Meneses is kind of the one holding the dial on the energy side, on the Signal side.
It's a positive change there as Maisa Pontillas hits it straight to the net. Quick timeout here from PETRO GAZZ. If we take a look at that last sequence, is it a block or is it just a net? And either way, I believe Dakis might have had a hand to it. Timeout here, PETRO GAZZ. Let's listen in.
Hindi, yung mindset lang ng mga spiker, pag galing sa pangit, di ba din na sobrang din. Padalin talaga sa block. Ihigil ko lang para sa receive.
Okay,
Go.
Okay, we're good. Let's get one right now. PETRO GAZZ.
Coach Rickerford there with a few instructions and just trying to right the ship here. Signal starting to gain a little bit of momentum here. MJ Phillips on your screen right now. A good contribution so far, but PETRO GAZZ will try and win this point without her at the moment.
In my perspective, I mean, Signal is doing their job, getting steady, being steady, doing their regular hits, but it's PETRO GAZZ that, they need to step up on the energy level.
Vander Waida scoring off the block. Meneses could not angle herself properly. Palma on the service line. Ito makita natin dito.
Vander Waida is taking the pipe, attacking the middle.
Serving 9. PETRO GAZZ trying to maintain control, and that's an ace.
This is the area that I think PETRO GAZZ is putting pressure consistently all throughout, still from the second set all the way.
Take a look at that again. Just able to get that dip at the right time. We go back to Dakis. Good off speed there. They set up Myla Pablo. Pablo hit that with some venom. Good save. Naman si Dakis. MJ Phillips slowed that down. Pablo. Araneta.
Good block.
Great blocking from PETRO GAZZ rather in Signal. Well, they ended up ball watching towards the end.
But you got a perfect situation there. You got 2 of the best blockers.
Timeout on the floor again. Coach Shaq off for it. Let's listen in.
One good pass muna ulit. Okay. O, sige. Compose muna ulit tayo, compose ha.
Kaya pa yan.
Hinga lang muna tayo, hinga.
Malayo pa. Kumawalan.
Recover lang tayo, ha? Okay?
Let's go!
Sino?
Let's go!
Well, si Coach Shaq just wanted his team to take a breather, find their composure a bit, because in the past few points, definitely it was not there, Coach.
Yeah. Well, you know, I like how Shaq is using his timeouts. He knows when to execute the timeouts, and it's always giving them a point. Let's see it here.
Oh, ramdam ng momentum eh. No? So let's see whether or not it will pay off here.
Ooh.
As we say that, it's Palma with different ideas.
I like how Palma executes the level of control on the serve. You know, it doesn't need to be powerful all the time. Short, soft, as long as it drops in the right spot, you'll get a point.
Well, PETRO GAZZ starting to wrestle control here. You know, ever since losing that second set in what is really heartbreaking fashion, they really come out strong again. Much better here. Meneses. Ooh, what a save from Palma. Van der Weide looking for a two-touch there and just sent it wide. Cayuna, that was a wild swing. And the Signal need to find a way to get a point because PETRO GAZZ starting to run away with this one. Coach Shaq turns to his bench. Palma on the service line. Cayuna. Araneta sends it along, or there is a block touch. Touch ball, check ball rather. So at least cracking double digits here before the second technical timeout. A couple of changes here.
Dacuron comes in.
Dacuron coming in for Meneses. So did not play the last game.
Yeah.
First action here since then. Let's see if she can make a positive difference here. Liza Pontillas just lay down the hammer once more. Bounce back right on top of her 6-point lead by PETRO GAZZ. Going for a second technical timeout or go away. Welcome back to the Big Dome. You're still watching the PVL, the heart of volleyball. Lamang ang Signal HD Spikers, 2-1. But here in set number 4, it is PETRO GAZZ in charge as Meneses getting her leg checked here. As you see Sam Corrales there in the background. As our resident Marites trying to get some more information on that. We're gonna get more news on that later on. But at the meantime, it's Dacuron who checked in, trying to provide some relief there. Liza Pontillas with the serve. Cayuna set up, and Dacuron first point.
Dacuron, if I'm not mistaken, is from Adamson, right?
Of course, you know, you could see we actually had a look at her going right up the lineup to come in, and you can see the excitement in her step. Phillips can get past the blockers there. As Pontillas could not send that across. So Signal get the point here, but coach, you know, we were talking a bit how Signal HD actually have or one of the best blocking teams in the league, but PETRO GAZZ has been dominating that, or at least it feels like it in the past set or two.
Well, you know, a while ago in the timeout, I can see Van Wilder, although they're leading right now, Van Wilder is still demanding for her teammates to step up on the energy.
Pablo. It went straight to Payuna when she wasn't ready. So now a 5-point lead is opened up once more, 17-12. So Torres, you're ready to check back in for Pablo.
Well, Pablo did a very good line shot right there, but you can see how she ended up on the hit. You can see her probably getting pains from the right leg right there.
So are we entering the phase wherein the team that holds up best in terms of their physical conditioning will last longer?
I think we are there now.
Beria sends that a bit wide. If you're Signal HD, you need Beria to step up the way she did in the first 2 frames.
Well, that's what I like about Beria, you know? She still has that energy. She's still discovering the angles on the attack.
And the way she moves, napaka-bata pa rin. Sent free. Just a miscue there, and Van der Weide, not that time. Second chance here. Who did they turn to? Cheng. How comfortable does that?
Well, it's always, if you're an attacker and you're on the fourth set, energy is dwindling. You want your setter to get points for you, and that's what Cheng is doing for them.
Again, it's so nonchalant. Napaka-simple when she scores. Time out on the floor again. Let's listen in what the coaches have to say.
Ano yung kailangan natin gawin ngayon, okay? Trabaho muna ulit, pasa, atake ng maganda. Check aware lang tayo sa tinutulak. Kasi alam niya nang pag tayo, nakaabang tayo sa lahat, wala tayong tumatao dito. Okay? Sige, kuha muna.
At this point of the game, I like how Coach Shaq is kind of directing the team on, you know, not anymore telling what's wrong, but here's what we're going to do, here's what we have to look out for, and go move forward. And hopefully, if that's done consistently, then the energy will build up.
Well, right now, Signal are out of sync at the moment because it has been all PETRO GAZZ since the second frame. Set number 3 wasn't even close, and here in set number 4, threatening to break the 20-point barrier here. Sontones on the service line. Cayuna with the setup. Beria, a lot better from her. Still no point. Nice Pontilla sends out wide.
That's a consecutive error from Pontilla, on the attack side.
Troncoso coming in as well as Extranjero for Signal HD. Serving 19 here. Signal HD doing their best to stay in pace. Van der Weide, good blocking there coming from Signal. And MJ Phillips, what a hit. Uria saves it. Troncoso sends it the other way. Pineda slows that down. Van der Weide giving it to Soltones. Uria, that was hit with a lot of venom. Mais Pontillas, what a save there. Cheng, Van der Weide. And neither team giving way here. Going to the other side. Nothing there from Troncoso. Dakis couldn't save it. And she's not supposed to score, right? Talking about Cheng, but she is anyway.
Yeah, she's shifting from the center role and then now to an attacker role. You can see it here in the frame. It's not anymore a tip. It's like a power tip right away there on the right far corner.
You could see the flick of her hands. Extranjero. Getting that through.
There you go. I want to see more of the celebration. Every point, celebrate, pick up the energy.
Smiles back in the faces of the PETRO GAZZ Angels.
Good dig, good set, good hit.
That just slides in there for Doria.
And a good answer from Doria.
5th point for Doria. 21-14 in favor of PETRO GAZZ. Can Signal mount a minor comeback here. Beria. Vanderweide. Triple block, doesn't matter. So down though, and ooh. A miscue there. You can't have that if you're a Signal, especially when you're chasing the game.
Very important, you know. Ball coming in from the opponent, first contact, everything must be on cue.
Janelle Cheng on the service line. And things really falling apart here for Signal as they're down by 9.
Well, they have to stop the bleeding here. You know, it's not, the errors are coming from simple positions, the set, dig.
Dakis. Not that time. Cheng with the setup. As a Pontillas with the hit. Troncoso off the block.
You see Troncoso coming in to the right side, not hitting it too high, just looking for the elbows. Always effective.
He's finding the right target as well. Doria on the service line para sa Signal HD. Trailing 15-23. Lilik kay Vanderweide. And touch there. Might have been able to leave that alone, but momentum to murder away.
He probably was thinking, there's a touch on the block side itself.
So 1 point away from making this a 5-setter here. First time working with you, coach, and 5-set bigla. My goodness, what a start. And that'll do it. Or rather, it does sneak in. It's a dead violation. So Signal, how many points can they save here?
And see now. Wow, that's a good serve.
Soltones trying to end it. Blocking did its job. Soltones again. Dakis. Pineda setting up Soltones. And you can hear the coaching staff of PETRO GAZZ asking more for Soltones. And a single block from Palma. She has been on point with her net defense as PETRO GAZZ forced a 5th set after trailing 2-0. That is what we expected from these two teams, as both PETRO GAZZ and Signal in desperate need for this win. Don't go away. Hang on to your seats. We're going to set 5. Scratch your eyes, folks. 2-2. We're going to set number 5. Signal HD winning the first two, 25-22, 34-32. And PETRO GAZZ coming up big in sets number 3 and 4, 25-15, 25-16 in very dominant fashion. Coach, is there a big difference as we take a look at the highlights of set number 4 from what PETRO GAZZ was doing in the first 2 frames compared to the second 2 frames? In sets 3 and 4, it wasn't even close, just dominating Signal HD.
Well, I guess one area that they really dominated is the block side. You know, they're always there. They're always on the spot when every time Signal is providing them a block. And also, again, their consistency on the serve, always pressuring Signal to make an error on the pass. So, and I would like for them to bring up their energy on the 5th set. Very important. Again, they have to remind themselves this is still a very important game for them to get the golden ticket to the semifinals. So 11 attacks led by PETRO GAZZ against Signal. Three blocks compared to 1 for Signal, and 4 aces on the serve. So, and they was able to manage their errors also, giving off 5 less errors, 2 less errors against Signal 7 errors.
Signal HD did such a good job at keeping their errors down to sets number 1 and 2. So let's see whether or not they can revert to that here as we go to a really crucial, very, very crucial set number 5. What's at stake here? Well, PETRO GAZZ only needs 2 more wins to make it to the semifinals round. They have 4 games left, including this. Signal HD, a bit more work to do, but then a loss here would be a big hit to their semifinals aspirations. So let's see what these 2 teams have in store for us here as we go to another set 5. That's right, folks. You want it, we all want it. More volleyball here in the PVL. Signal HD against the PETRO GAZZ Angels, and both teams eager to show us what they got here, what do they have left in the tank, because it has been a long and tiring ball game.
True.
I can only imagine how they feel like. Set number 5 here at the Big Dome. PETRO GAZZ will get the starting off first as Signal HD trying to end the skid, losing 2 frames right after winning the first 2. Paulo Del Rosario on the call here with Coach Babes Castillo. Sam Corrales patrolling the sidelines for us. Thank you very much for joining us here at the heart of volleyball.
Well, on the 5th set, Paulo, I think PETRO GAZZ got their lineup correct now.
Yeah.
They got Cheng inside.
Yeah, a while ago that was an issue in set number 4.
Sometimes it happens, yeah.
But interesting to see here, if you look at Signal's lineup here, that Meneses is still not on. We saw her a while ago on the bench being treated. Let's see whether or not we can get an update on that later on, or whether or not she'll return to the game. She has had a good game so far. Meneses in particular has had already 11 points, and that is not a great start here for PETRO GAZZ. Signal HD draws first blood courtesy of the service error.
Well, from Cosa and Molina on the Signal side, closed the set, although they didn't win the 4th set, but had a very good performance towards the end of the 4th set.
Jel Cayuna, statistically one of the best servers here in the league so far. Isa Pontillas could not get past the blockers. Pablo, not that time. Molina, a lot better there. As Isa Pontillas off speed. The fence scores in a variety of ways.
Well, I think the changing of gears here, like what we were noticing a while ago, is coming off from the PETRO GAZZ side, getting them extra point. Doesn't have to work too hard.
Yeah, what a performance here from Isa Pontillas, because she did not start, came into what was a losing situation at that time, and since then played a big role in getting both frames here. Molina, not that time. Who do they set up here? They look for Pablo. Trying to get that off the block. Cayuna with the save. Berea with the setup. And Pablo able to save it. No, she cannot. They are so close to us, Coach. I thought that we would be caught in the crossfire. But either way, let's take a look at this again.
Well, here you will see how Molina, she's been effective on not hitting the ball hard and steep. Just push it to the corner, make the move. That works.
Cheng setting up Pablo again. Pablo, too much of an angle there. And Sam Morales has this report for us. Sam, what do you have?
At this point, another 5th set, it's all about who wants it more, who can stay composed, and who has enough energy to stay strong until the end. Now, over at the Signal side, I noticed Riri Meneses really just, treating her leg earlier in that 4th set. It looks like she was having cramps. That's according to the team's PT. Riri was saying that, nothing to worry about, cramps lang to. So that's why maybe coach didn't put her in early on in the set. On the other hand, for the Angels, they're really doing everything they can to get that boost of energy. I saw some of the athletes having some gummies for that quick boost of carbs and sugar. So let's see if that is enough to take one team until the end as we check back into the set.
if they win because they've had gummies, mapapabili yata ako. And then, actually, Coach, balita ko, Sam is going to treat us.
Oh, yeah?
Libre ni Sam.
All right.
Oo.
I'll take it.
100%. But at the meantime, it is Signal who got off to a hot start here despite the absence of Rian Meneses. And we're still going here as PETRO GAZZ has to send that free. Cayuna with the setup. And Doria trying to get that to fall, and she doesn't.
She came in too close to the net. Giving her a hard time making a clean shot.
Ending up snatching on that.
That's right, yeah. Well, you know, all Signal has to do is try to be consistent, try to be steady on everything. The pass, set, and the attack.
10 points there for Maisa Pontillas off the bench. Again, great contribution here so far. Troncoso, not that time. Maisa Pontillas trying to save that. Van der Weide from the back. Cayuna setting up Berea.
Good. There you go.
Oh, and Signal coming up with the energy when it matters the most.
See, like, look at this. Everything is in sync. Good pass, good set, good attack. You know, that's one thing that you need to see from Signal right now. And then they have to pay attention to Cheng's offensive sets.
Yeah, I was going to say. I don't know how you're going to describe that, but yes, absolutely. 5 points for Rose Doria, who just served here. MJ Phillips going to get that through. Who do they turn to? Berea on the other side. Ooh. Just off the mark there. Didn't get her timing right.
When I was doing my reviews on her past games, you can really see that she's still a young player, you know, because the timing is that's one thing that she has to improve more.
It's not consistent yet.
It's not consistent yet.
But you can see the talent for
The
sure, the
talent's
potential.
right there,
Oh, keeping that alive just barely. MJ Phillips couldn't get past the block. Then was Van der Weide just wound that up. It's like she had helicopter arms for a moment, just swinging it and getting all that momentum. Ito, makita natin dito.
Wow, look at that. Yeah, very European style of hitting, coming from below and under the shoulder. But you know, the speed there overcompensate on the extra move that she's doing actually, you know.
Soltones on the service line here. 1 point lead para sa Signal, and that is an ace, tying things up.
See, right now, Signal has to recognize, you know, the passing. You don't need to go all the way back on the end line. You can go closer. You know, it's not only the forearm pass that you can execute. You can also do an overhead.
Soltones, right after that ace, trying to double up that tally. Tie ball game here, 5 apiece. Signal got off to a good start here in the 5th set. Cayuna, swinging to Berea. That's more like it. Let's take a look at this again as Berea wound that up. Got that off a little deflection there on MJ Phillips. Signal HD Spikers trying to create a bit of separation here. Van der Weide with the swing. Passing that to Berea. Barely made it, but still pushed it across. Van der Weide again. Meneses had the touch, and unfortunately Berea couldn't reach it. Makita natin ulit as the setup, the wind-up and the hit. Not much Meneses could do about it. So again, Meneses back in despite the cramps that we saw a while ago.
And you can see her limping, you know, a few jumps that she had a while ago.
Better blocking, just right at the face of Signal, and all of a sudden PETRO GAZZ has the lead. Rachel Andakis checks back in. As Berea will head to the bench really quickly. What's that? Cayuna with the setup. Meneses slam shot by Palma.
Well, the blocking side of PETRO GAZZ right now is working for them really well.
How many face-to-face matches have they had already here tonight? As a timeout on the floor, 8-6 in favor of PETRO GAZZ. Let's try and listen in.
Defense ulit tayo. Huwag tayo pagka nakuha nila, ayaw natin ito gumalaw eh. Galaw tayo hanggang dulo. Kunti na lang ito, mabilis lang ito.
Let's go!
Para matest yung ano natin.
Coach Shaq looking for more movement, and probably maybe the fatigue, maybe that's the reason why the energy is not there. But Coach, what did you make of that?
Well, it's very obvious. I agree with him. It's the energy that they needed to put in. PETRO GAZZ lineup on the blocking side right here. This is not the best blocking lineup that PETRO GAZZ has at the moment. So giving more energy on the attack can make a long way for them. I mean, can give them more points.
Coach Benson there on your screen a while ago scouting the competition here. Kayuna. You set up the Dakis, and that's a lot better.
Yeah, that's the energy that you want to see from the left wing. You know, you got 3 rotations. Cheng is still in front. You know, a good advantage for the wingers of CIGNAL right there.
At the moment, all Filipino 6 here for CIGNAL HD. Rachel and Dakis. The service line there, setting up Anderwaida, slowed that down. Kayuna with the setup. Go to Molina. Kayuna again. That time to Meneses, a bit too high. Anderwaida found the gap.
That's what you're gonna expect all the time from Anderwaida. The speed and the power is always there. Still the same angle, but if you can go over the block, why not, right?
CIGNAL under pressure. 2-point lead here. That hit the tape, but crossed the line. And that's a lot better. That is the type of shot that they needed.
Well, this is, I think, the second time that I saw Molina putting up, racking up the speed and power right there, and it worked for her.
11 points already for Molina. Anderwaida still alive here, barely. Cheng with the setup, Anderwaida again. And that just snuck in the line. 2-point lead once more for PETRO GAZZ after CIGNAL started off this 5th frame with a bit of the advantage.
So right now, PETRO GAZZ, from the way I see it, is backing on their #1 most powerful hitter. Can be predictable, but as long as it's working, you go for it.
Anderwaida sizing this up. And Dakis could not control that. Apologizing immediately, and a timeout on the floor as PETRO GAZZ don't look now starting to knock on the door.
Yan ako.
Wala tayong problema sa atake. Kaya natin kung atake. First ball muna, first ball. Cover muna ha. Tsaka rumisip ka. Atras ka siya, atras ha.
Mindset kagad.
So look at my mindset.
Yeah.
Coach, you were talking a bit about that right during that timeout, and you feel that the CIGNAL team still can't get it with them.
Yeah.
Still very winnable.
They can still turn it over as long as they recognize that the one on the serving plate for CIGNAL is one of the best server at this game.
Anderwaida on the service line. Wipe of the hands, wipe of the shoes. Ready to slam this forward. That's a lot better there.
There you go. You know, we've not seen it, that kind of attack from Molina for the past 3 sets, but this is the best time to bring it out.
Molina has 12 points already, all of them
Double
from
digits,
attacks.
yeah.
Meneses also has 10 points, so those are the double-digit scorers here, as well as Berea with 18. What a serve there from Kayuna. Blocking did its job. Soltones now trying to challenge that. Palma saved it. Pineda setting up Soltones again. And that time, Troncoso and Doria conspiring to make this just a 1-point lead.
So like I said a while ago, you can easily turn this around. Right now the situation, Signal serving. While you're serving, you got to set up your block right away. And there you go, that's what happened.
Cayuna hit a wicked one right before this. And that's another good serve. Vanderweider from the back. Good coverage there. Troncoso off the bench. To a tie. 11-all here after that hit from Troncoso. We were talking about how Coach Shaq uses his bench, and that's just proof that it works. Let's listen in.
Masakay mo talaga yung iiwan ka mag-isa dito. Kasi ka pinakamalis na ito eh. Hindi naman mataas pumalo yung Troncoso eh. Basta huwag na lang. Sakto yun nilang makapasok naman yun. Ulit ah, ito yung bukas lagi, saka ito. Hindi pwedeng alanganin dito kasi either mablock kayo. Pero dito na lang kung lalagay ka. O nga, isa pa sa tinigilan natin, tinigilan natin.
Sige, one stop tayo ngayon. Go! Hey, mga guys!
Coach Rutherford there using technology to emphasize his point. See specific instructions there for Soltones. Coach, can you break this down for us?
Well, very good observation from Coach. You don't have a really high reaching attacker from Troncoso right there. So Soltones doesn't need to jump really high. Just position perfectly.
And that one sent just long by Cayuna. High risk, high reward serves there for Cayuna. And that time, PETRO GAZZ ended up with the reward. Let's take a look at Mavris. They're fresh off a great performance last time around. And of course, Akari gonna come up next as well. I'm sure a lot of people are excited for that. Sabete back in the game. Cayuna with the setup. And that was Molina is coming up big here in set number 5.
Well, right now you can see from Molina a good combination of when to deploy your tips and when to deploy your fast hits. So far, she's bringing out everything at the right time and the right moment.
Well, this is exactly what we expected from these two. Battling towards the end, tied at 12 apiece in set number 5. Aizo Pontillas finds a way to get the point. 13-12. PETRO GAZZ with a 1-point advantage.
Getting a point from the missed block right there.
Pontillas with 11 points already. 2 off the block, 8 from attacks. Pablo back in the ball game. Soltones back to the bench. And right now, a lot of contention and asking for a challenge, talking about Signal. They will challenge, and they're going to challenge a block touch.
Yep. But it's going to be a good call.
Or rather, ball in, ball out.
Oh, all right. Interesting, yeah.
So let's see whether or not that's going to be the case here. But back and forth stuff here, and given how tightly this matchup is contested, you understand why the challenge is coming up.
That's right, yeah.
It's a coach, just out of curiosity, kasi syempre the challenge is new here in domestic volleyball, here in the PVL in particular. You take a look at the possible strategies of how coaches will use it. Sometimes it's not justified for a point. Sometimes to give breaks like we saw a while ago from Signal.
Yeah, correct. Well, again, it's still a good addition because, you know, much of the contest. So here you go. You see in the frame.
That is close. That is in. Oh my goodness. That is close.
That's a good call from Coach Shaq right there.
Yes, and you know, right in front of us, the PETRO GAZZ players and staff disagree with the call. They all saw the replay, mind you. And coach, it's so close that you would have a case at your PETRO GAZZ even with the replay.
And mind you, they were actually, it was initially a block touch.
Yeah.
And then they switched.
They said, no, wait, it's ball in, ball out. And it's the right call.
That's the right
13 all.
Works for them.
Woo. It's the margins.
Yeah.
It's the fine margins in this game. Doria to put Signal on the brink.
Good pass.
Phillips. The blocking comes to play on a night when PETRO GAZZ's blocking was coming. It is Signal with a crucial block to send us to a potential match point.
Well, there you go. As I said, you know, making your blocking system work at the right time will be always a good thing to watch.
You can see what that means to Rachel Andakis. Let's listen in to timeout.
Kaya sundan niya rin yun.
Ready mo yan? Kapit lang, tara.
Come on.
Let's go. Guys, confidence. Let's go.
Let's go, girls.
Let's go, guys. Angels, let's go.
You have to be confident. Yan yung sinabi nila. You have to be confident, especially in situations like this. You are down one. Match point on the line, a crucial matchup that could help determine the race for the semifinals. So much riding on in this, and you need the confidence to perform if you're PETRO GAZZ.
Well, for PETRO GAZZ, it's still, you know, you can still turn this around. You just have to be on the present moment, you know. You just be on the moment. You still have the advantage. You are the team who's going to attack.
Doria. And there it is. The ace seals it, and you can see what it means to Signal. They storm the court, keeping their semifinals hopes alive against a team that wants that same place. What a big result here for Signal. They led 2-0. PETRO GAZZ forced the fifth set, but it is this service ace that proved to be the biggest difference maker.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You know, here it's very simple, very fundamental. You know, just the pass, basic, simple passing. Again, they're in the situation that in an advantage, they will be the one to attack. But again, you gotta be at the present moment. You know, forget about the mistakes and just be there. Unfortunately, it didn't work. It was not there.
Well, if you're a PETRO GAZZ fan, you will have a few more bites at the apple. You need 2 more wins. You have 3 games to get it. Signal HD takes this over PETRO GAZZ 3 sets to none. 3 sets to 2 rather, with a 15-13 set number 5. What a matchup here at the Big Dome as the PETRO GAZZ Angels will go back to the drawing board and try and find a way to bounce back. But for Signal HD, a lot to build on right now. 2 straight wins, defeating Army last time and taking down a big dog in the PETRO GAZZ Angels. 25-22, 34-32, 15-25, 16-25, and 15-13 is the end of that one. As of course, there's so much to talk about and digest after this one, Coach, as we take a look at some of the highlights here of Tiberia.
Well, look at that. This is the best moment that I enjoyed in the 5th set. You know, it's the best time. It's the surprise that Birya maintained her consistency on the power and the attack. Still there until in the 5th set. Molina also, you know, not usually hitting fast and hitting strong, brought it out here in the 5th set. And it made it work for them. You know, everything working, their blocking working. All the systems in play are all in sync, and I think that's the one that made it.
Absolutely, and of course, Berea, we're going to hear from Sam Corrales and her in just a bit. But then, if you're here at the venue, makikita mo that the celebration for Signal are great. Sam Corrales is with Tiberia. Sam, take it away.
Joining us now is Tiberia, our player of the game. First of all, congratulations on this huge win. You guys started off so strong. Momentum was on your side. Kind of slipped away. How were you able to get it back in that 5th set?
I told them early in the 1st set, even if we don't feel it, fake it till you make it. And that's what we did until the very end. We just faked, even if we didn't feel good, we weren't coming together, it was just like put on a good face and then we'll get this, and we got it. So I think that's what really helped us today.
What a phrase to really help you guys. And now, how crucial is this win for you guys? We're at a very, very crucial stage in this conference.
Oh, it's big. It's really big. With the first 2 spots being kind of secured, and then the last 2 being up for grabs for like the other 3 to 4 teams. I want to say F2 and them, and we're all just really fighting for scraps out here. And to win in 5 sets is just big for us.
Again, congratulations on this huge win. Anybody you'd like to thank, your family and friends, before we go?
Yes. Can I just say hey to Mom, hey Phil, hey all my siblings, family, friends, and I just want to give a quick shout out to all the Iranian women out there fighting against their oppressors. We see you, we love you, and yeah.
There you have it, our player of the game, Ty Biaria, sending out love to everybody once again. Congratulations to you and the Signal HD Spikers.
I love you, Signal fans! Signal fans, we love you!
Can't forget the fans, Ty. Good job. Hinabol.
Hinabol.
Of course,
very
of course.
Good, very good for
Ty Biaria, again, coming up big in a very great matchup. But up next, Agadi Chargers against the PLDT high-speed hitters. 2 teams, again, still in the hunt for the semifinals. Thank you very much for joining us here for the first game. I'm Paolo De Rosar, joined by Coach Bates Castillo, Sam Corrales from the courtside reporter on behalf of our hardworking men and women here at PVL. Have a great one. We can't wait to see you in the next game.